Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Breakfast Daily right here on Channel 1 Television, and I am Nanatufo Boateng. It's an absolute pleasure to be here to serve you nothing but the best breakfast on TV. It's a Monday, it's the start of a new week, coming on the back of the City Business Olympics. Absolutely amazing event, and I'll tell you about that shortly. But let's say good morning to Ghanaians across the country and across the world. Thank you for joining us wherever it is you're joining us from. Remember that the show is interactive, and so we'd like to hear from you. Send us your thoughts, your comments, and contributions. Now, we know that development is a shared responsibility. The only problem is that when politicians come to make promises and they fail to deliver on those promises, then we become agitated. Then we renege. You understand? We're in this same country when somebody promised us to make Accra the cleanest city in Africa. I beg you, which part of Accra do you stay? And what does it look like there? There's a new administration in charge now, and we've heard similar promises. In fact, the current local government minister, Ahmed Ibrahim, has promised to make Accra clean and bright by close of 2025. We're in September. By tomorrow, Wednesday, we are in October. So let's give him some 3 months to see if that will materialize. But from where I stand, where I live, and where I work, I can tell you for a fact that Accra is dark by night and dirty by day. Accra is dark by night, dirty by day. If you doubt, go and drive from Pong all the way to Kaswa in the evening and tell me how many street lights you see and where they are located. On which roads are those street lights? Mind you, the regional minister promised us that within her first, 50, 60 days, she was going to light up the city. That hasn't happened. Now let's go to the sanitation issue. You and I will have a problem upstairs that we think we can sit in a trotro, eat. Some of you eat gobe in rubber, you squeeze it like that into your mouth. I don't know what is wrong with you. And then you flip it through the window. Me, I'm not telling you, I should come and pick it. We have a problem with our indiscriminate disposal of waste, and we need to do something about it. Okay? So in the night, you are not safe because the city is dark. In the day, you are not safe because the city is dirty, and you risk contracting several sanitation-related diseases. So at this point, what should we do? Let's change our mindsets. Let's hold duty bearers to account. We can give a sigh of relief and breathe because the minister just did not make that promise. But he has charged the various metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies to be up and doing. In fact, he's giving them timelines and he's giving them guidelines as well. And then, of course, he's afforded you and I an opportunity to report on sanitation matters to the ministry. It will all put our shoulders to the wheel. See it as a collective duty, a collective responsibility to keep our cities clean. And it shouldn't just be Accra. It should translate to all other regions. Listen, you enter Ho and it's like you are in the skies because the air actually feels different. Ho is such a beautiful place. That's why they call it the oxygen city. You understand? But come to the capital, Accra, ACCRA, Accra. Charlie, a garbage truck will drive past you and for the next 5-10 minutes you can't breathe. Why? I think we can do better as a people. So let's light up the cities and let's clean up the cities. And then together, you and I can live longer. In fact, we can actually increase our life expectancy ratio because the filth and the pollution is killing us. The darkness at night, you're either crashing your car or some unscrupulous persons are taking advantage to rob you. So we beg you, promise yes, but fulfill same promise. And let's have a better Ghana for ourselves and for the future. Thank you. Peace. Shalom. Now, on Saturday, just this past Saturday, the 27th of September, boy, oh boy, absolutely fantastic event. The City Business Olympics 2025 was simply amazing. I want to say thank you to all our sponsors. Thank you to all the participating companies. Thank you to all who patronized the City Business Olympics. You guys were amazing. What? And boy, oh boy, what a competition it was. Very healthy competition, but very spirited as well. The teams came and they actually came with their A game. And it was beautiful to watch how their teams were all poised to take away the medals. But unfortunately, like every other sport, some will win, some will lose. And so you had GCB doing their thing again. GCB, the Okodia family, those people there, they did their thing again. Oh, Charlie, they won like something, so they were crowned the ultimate winners. But we want to say thank you to Side Hustle. Thank you to UMB Bank, Universal Merchant Bank. They came in their numbers, so UMB, they were everywhere. The yellow and black, it was everywhere. Thank you so much to UMB, Universal Merchant Bank. Fantastic people. We want to say thank you to Bethel Logistics. Thank you to Dampon Healthcare. And thank you to Hallmark Cafe. But let's not forget Eden Heights. Breathtaking scenery, amazing facility. And of course, they had all the venues for the various sporting disciplines, making it easy for us to put together this wonderful event. So I want to say thank you again to Eden Heights. And we need to find out who won the luxury weekend stay. You know, they ran a promo for a lucky winner to spend the weekend at their plush, luxurious suites. So whoever won the thing, I'll drop my number so you call me and then we'll see how far. You understand? Yeah, Hallmark Cafe also ran a promo. I want to say thank you to them as well. But big thanks to all our sponsors. Side Hustle, you partnered with us. Thank you so much. Thank you to UMB Bank, our sponsor. Thank you to Eden Heights, our sponsor. And to those that supported us, Bethel Logistics, Tampon Healthcare, as well as Hallmark Cafe. Thank you so much. We're super grateful to you for that sponsorship. The City Business Olympics 2025 was a success because of you. And so we're saying thank you to you. And above all, thank you to all our participating companies. Thank you so much. We hope to see you next year. And then next year, you people that they didn't register, no? And you were calling me after the event or during the event, no? No, be the commentary. Maybe you now do. We were advertising this thing for over a month, and you failed to call. So next year, call early, register, follow up with your payment, and secure your slot at the City Business Olympics. All right. Now, jump onto the Google Play Store and download the Channel One News app and have access to the news on the go. Stay updated, stay current with relevant information, relevant news, factual, accurate. All right. It's on the Channel One News app, hosted on the Google Play Store. You can download same and stay current. Yes, sir. Now let's get into our newspapers for today. I'll start off with the Daily Graphic newspaper. Front page says, Galamsey fight. Water bodies, forest reserves, now security zones. Galamsey fight. Water bodies, forest reserves, now security zones. ECG terminates 202 contracts for underperformance. Hey, 202 contracts. ECG there. Any government that will be able to crack the whip on ECG and lock them out of this procurement economy that they are running, that government will save Ghana millions of dollars, if not cedis. How? 202 contracts. Anyway, Mansanete Olins Lindsay wins topmost CIMG awards. So Mansanete is the CEO of Standard Chartered Bank Ghana PLC, and Dr. James Olins Lindsay is the executive chairman JL Holdings, and they emerged CIMG Marketing Woman and Marketing Man of the Year, respectively. Congratulations to them. First Sky Boss rally support for 15 million cedis SU campsite. First Sky Boss rally support for 15 million cedis SU campsite. Let me jump onto the back page real quick. Yes, the big one. UDS makes history when FISU World Cup football. The University of Development Studies made Ghana and the rest of Africa proud by beating Paulista University of Brazil 2-1 to become the first African side to win the prestigious 2025 FISU University World Cup football, which was in Dalian, China. Congratulations to UDS and we continue to wish them well. Then, of course, in the Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifiers, Black Princesses sweep aside Tunisia to advance. They beat them 2-0 here in Accra, adding to the initial 2-0 victory over Tunisia in Tunisia. And so they went away with a convincing win, total aggregate score 4-0. Congratulations to the Black Princesses, and hopefully they make it to the World Cup, and we'll see them there. Now the Chronicle newspaper says, Denmark lords margins digital footprint in Africa, cites Ghana card. Charlie, the margins people too are the CBO. Oh, they did well. They picked up a few awards, but they were very competitive. Kudos to Margins ID Group as well. Denmark lords margins digital footprint in Africa, cites Ghana card. Ada Bedeku's chieftaincy dispute resolved. Amana Tekole's family is the rightful heir to the throne. Ada Bedeku's chieftaincy dispute resolved. Amana Tekole's family is the rightful heir to the throne. Our scripture for the day is from the book of Romans, chapter 14, verse 19. Let us therefore make every effort to do what leads to peace and to mutual edification. Let us therefore make every effort to do what leads to peace and to mutual edification. Romans 14, 19. May the Lord add his blessings to the reading of his word. When you go to the back page, you have a couple of sports stories. Kotoko advance in CAF Cup with victory over Kwara United. Vision FC returned to winning ways after beating Hoho United. Hearts in a hard-fought victory over 11 Wonders. Lions maintained perfect start with win over Bechem. Karela United score late to defeat Mediama. So those are some stories on the back page of the Chronicle newspaper. Now let's get to the daily guide. Daily guide. No one has monopoly over album compilation. That's according to the New Patriotic Party, NPP. As for NPP matters there, we'll leave it for another day. I don't know what they are doing to themselves. Build global business giants. Alex Dade charges Africa. Denmark commends Margins ID Group for digital drive. Mamponting chief sues Prophet Roger over doom prophecy. And there's an announcement here. Daily Guide resumes Saturday publication. So your favorite Daily Guide newspaper will resume publications on Saturday. Now go to the Ghanaian Times. Ghanaian Times says, Sunyane Library left to rot. Weeds, reptiles take over building. Sunyane Library left to rot. Weeds, reptiles take over building. U.S. lifts visa restrictions on Ghana. UDS crowned FISU World Cup champs. WAPCO awards 1.9 million cedis tertiary student scholarship. Denmark hails Ghana's digital ID success, deepens ties with Margins Group. So that's the front page of the Ghanaian Times. Now, the News Center also has the Margins ID story. It says Denmark Margins deepen ties for stronger partnership in Africa's digital ID drive. Denmark and Margins deepen ties for stronger partnership in Africa's digital ID drive. Data shows Galamsey worsens under NDC government. That's according to aide to Dr. Mahamudu Baumia, Dennis Miracles Abuaje. Then you have MTN cut sword for 9.7 million Ghana cedis digital hub for UDS. US lifts visa restrictions as Ghana accepts deportees. Hey, News Center. You just had to put it in there. US lifts visa restrictions as Ghana accepts deportees. And then you have Asempa FM Sekusi saying wins 4th CIMG radio program of the year award. That's the front page of the News Center newspaper. The Herald. Herald says NIB makes major arrest in Gonja Brifo conflict in Bole traditional area. NIB makes major arrest in Gonja Brifo conflict in Bole traditional area. Government to balance media freedom with stricter oversight. Charlatans, scammers, and indecent content targeted in broadcasting reforms. Education Ministry probes 15,000 cedis bribery for SHS placement. Ho Akwefe installs Kafui Azza as divisional Queen Mother. And you have NPA steps up crackdown on illicit fuel trade. NPA steps up crackdown on illicit fuel trade. So that's the Herald newspaper for today. I'll take you to the Inquisitor. Finally, ECG traces containers over 1,000 retrieved from port to warehouse. Maybe we should also trace and see if all 1,000 can be accounted for. Finally, ECG traces containers over 1,000 retrieved from port to warehouse. Titus Glover named in Dodowa land arm twisting. Titus Glover named in Dodowa land arm twisting. Alex Dade relishes Africa global business giants. NPA gets wowed over illicit fuel trade. So that's the Inquisitor newspaper. The Informer says, evils of Galamsey, unborn babies at risk. Evils of Galamsey, unborn babies at risk. Imani raises concerns about U.S. visa restoration. Ghana, China should leverage ties to address emerging development challenges. That's according to the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman. Corruption allegations. NPP man calls for prosecution rather than mere arrest. And you have the Imam urges Muslims to be responsible. Sheikh Umar Ibrahim is the one speaking here, urging Muslims to be responsible. So that's the Informer newspaper. Now let's go to the Custodian. Custodian says, Ghanaians now drink Galamsey polluted water. Miracles Abuaje decries. Is it now? Are we now drinking it, or we've been drinking it? Question for the gods. Stop reckless marriages and giving birth by heart. Oh, Islamic cleric warns. Stop reckless marriages and giving birth by heart. Build global business giants in Africa. KGL boss to African leaders. NPP promises free, fair presidential primary. Denmark margins build alliance in Africa's digital ID drive. So that's the Custodian. Let's go to the New Publisher. 5-year multiple entry restored as Ghana grabs American visa victory. NPP disowns 2 regional chairmen's. Oh, okay. NPP disowns 2 regional chairmen's flag bearer bias claims. Right. NPP disowns 2 regional chairmen's flag bearer bias claims. So that's the Bono regional chairman and the Ashanti regional chairman. TV stations owners to be jailed over pirated movies. That's the New Publisher. So from the New Publisher, we go to the Ghanaian Publisher. Gapoha Turf War. DG versus Port Director. The story is on page 2. Grab a copy and you get the details. Gapoha Turf War. DG versus Port Director. KGL chair pushes Africa to build global business giants. NPP slams reckless chairman. Water crisis looms. Senyor Hosi warns. The Insight says, our lands are secure, litigation free. Trasaco assures investors and developers. Martin Amidu speaking here, and he says Tokonu's removal lawfully executed. In other stories, You Hit Oil, says Yana, as GMPC Explore Coup begins next phase of exploration in Voltane Basin. Mahama pushes Africa to take charge of natural resources. Amenfi East NDC breaks ground for ultra-modern party office complex. And 3 years into special military operation, NATO eats humble pie, recognizes Russian army unstoppable despite huge investment in Ukraine military. Now to some business stories on the front page of the Business and Financial Times BNFT. Port reforms hinge on transparency, not just expansion. Transport Ministry acknowledges concerns, drafts airline to operationalize Shippers Act. Then you have the 5th IMF review takes off this week. In horticulture, you have Vice President visits Ghana Garden and Flower Show, engages exhibitors and innovators. So that's the Business and Financial Times. Let's go online now and start off with channel1newsonline.com. Channel1newsonline.com. NPP must sanction Wuntumi and Abronye for misconduct. Kennedy Japan campaign team. Kwesi Kwarteng is captured there. He's spokesperson for the Kennedy Japan campaign team. Clamp down on Galamsey without political bias. Mustafa Bande speaking to NIMOS. That's a Deputy General Secretary of the NDC. speaking to the NIMOS, the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat. Dagbon is proud of you. Bewa Palace congratulates UDS football team. I used to campaign for NDC on Kufuor buses. That's Hannah Louisa Bisiu Kote speaking there. Lack of market and storage threatening our survival. That's Oda and Kwanta rice farmers. Education Ministry hails UDS for historic FISU World Cup victory. January 2026 primaries not to favor any candidate. That's the NPP. Helicopter crash. Donations to victims' children's fund reach 7.2 million Ghana cedis and $20,000 US. 2025 City Business Olympics. You have the full list of winners on there. Go to channel1newsonline.com and you get the full list of winners. GCB Bank extends unmatched reign at City Business Olympics 2025. Sponsors hail City Business Olympics, commits to 2026 partnership. Reserved slots for politicians undermining school placements. That's NACOPS speaking there. That's the Ghana National Council of Private Schools. Oil revenues needed to bridge SHS infrastructure deficits. Oil revenues needed to bridge SHS infrastructure deficits. That's according to EduWatch. All right, let me now take you to citynewsroom.com. Citynewsroom.com. Deal ruthlessly with Galamsey, Lands Minister to NIMOS. Deal ruthlessly to Galamsey, Lands Minister to NIMOS. Vehicle dealers decry sales dip, urge action on stolen cars. Vehicle dealers decry sales dip, urge action on stolen cars. Ken Ejapon's team demands disciplinary action against Wontumi and Abronye. UDS FISU champions deserve Black Stars call-up. That's according to the Bewa Palace of the Northern Region. I fought people in Trotro for insulting Rollins. That's Hanabisiu Kote. Again, Hanabisiu is speaking. Nana Kunedu inspired my decision to stay in Ghana. So she sat with myself and Freme Dunyame on the Upside Down show here on Channel 1 television last night. So a number of stories from that interview there. Moving on, I never involved NPP National Council in my comments. Chairman Wontumi tells Justin Kodia. UDS World Cup victory elevates Africa's image. That's according to the Education Ministry. Then you have Elubo Government Hospital struggles as health workers reject postings. Elubo Government Hospital struggles as health workers reject postings. City Business Olympics 2025, a festival of sports, strategy, and corporate camaraderie. City Business Olympics 2025, a festival of sports, strategy, and corporate camaraderie. And NPP distances itself from Abronye Wontumi over flag bearership claims. Details of these stories and more on citynewsroom.com as well as channel1newsonline.com, or download the Channel 1 News app from the Google Play Store and you get the details thereof. I am Danatifu Boateng. You're watching Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 Television. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Habibi, my people, welcome to Dubai. My name is Sheikh Alkal bin Maktoum. Okay, so I am Caleb, right? Caleb Kuda is my name, and this is Beyond Borders on Channel 1 Television. We are in Dubai. So join me. Let us explore the allure, the beauty, and the reality of life and living it in Dubai through the eyes and the experiences of our compatriots.
Imagine 6 people, 10 people sharing a common room together.
If you're not a na complain there in the sense, why do I share one rooms now? It doesn't smell pleasant. Or hunting no complaints now be bring to the fair no tomb.
Dubai is one of the most organized, highly resourced, and well-endowed countries you would find.
You've been here for 7 months.
Yes.
Without a job.
Yeah.
How is it like?
So hard.
Tell me about it.
Struggling, renting and feeding is so hard.
Every frame per second of their lives in Dubai tells a story, and we've got it all captured right here on Beyond Borders, only on Channel 1 television. So don't get told, don't miss out. Catch these compelling stories of Ghanaians in Dubai only on Beyond Borders on Channel 1 TV this and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. I catch you.
Beyond Borders is sponsored by Copen Hospitality.
In a nation full of questions, where truth often hides behind noise, one show dares to ask what truly matters face to face. With fearless clarity and a quest for accountability, host Umaru Sanda Amadou sits down with the movers and shakers of politics, governance, society, and business, confronting the issues that define our national conversation.
The party itself has said that whenever you are in opposition, you should choose flag bearers early.
So what you are trying to tell me is that you want somebody who is going out to come and select a leader for you. So the next person will come and say, but I didn't select him.
Direct victim of attack, violent attack.
Where and when?
The first one happened in Parliament. I was pregnant.
Now, for me, it was legitimized by a radio or TV station giving her a position to work.
So for you, take issue with GH1 and what and giving her the platform.
That is where the minority is. We are on them. We've asked questions.
President Mahama will be a mean president if he prioritizes only his children and DCP. He needs to demonstrate a Ghanaian government.
Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umaru Sanda Amadou on Face to Face as he digs deeper, challenges power, and reveals the stories shaping Ghana's future. Only on Channel 1 TV.
In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensa.
From social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensa.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together.
Grateful to you for choosing us. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 Television. It's now time for the news review segment. We're going to go straight into it. Let me quickly say good morning to my guest. Dr. Joshua Jebuntie Zato is a senior lecturer at the Political Science Department of the University of Ghana. Elikem Kotoko is a deputy CEO of the Forestry Commission, and Elvis Dakon is the editor of the News Center newspaper, as well as newscenter.com. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's good to have you. It's good to have you. It's a big, bright Monday morning, start of the week, but we have a lot of issues to deal with. Let's start off with a good one, where we get to congratulate the lads from UDS, University of Development Studies, for making us proud at the FISU Games. They beat Brazil at the finals. Elvis, let me start from you. How much of a big deal is this?
No, it was very refreshing to see
a Ghanaian football team win something at the global level.
In a long time.
In a long time. In a long time.
Yeah.
So for me, I was so excited that a team from Ghana has gone far away and has beaten no less a team than a team from Brazil University. And I think that it's something that should make the government want to revive sports in academic institutions.
True.
To me, that is the breeding ground for all that we do. People go to school not necessarily because they want to be academics. Maybe he's a footballer, but he wants to be able to sign a contract tomorrow and understand what the contract says. So when people are looking at education only about going to do something, only about reading, I said no. There are various reasons why people go to school. Everybody has a different talent. The system is to help you identify that talent, nurture it, build it, and live on it. So for me, what UDS has done is a great achievement for Ghana. And I believe that it's something we should all look up to and understand that when we pay attention to school sports, we can do a lot. UDS, I even ask myself, do they really have a standard football pitch? You understand? Do they have a standard football pitch in the school? Because if I pass National University of Ghana Stadium, I was thinking University of Ghana should have been the one winning this thing because I think they have some standard facilities.
Exactly.
You understand? Yeah. So I always say that when we run away from the problem, we will not solve it. If we had identified sport, that's why I said it here before, that this AstroTurf thing that we're doing and building in communities anyhow, to me, I had a problem with it. I thought that it should have been linked to school sports.
Right.
So that this facility would have been built in educational institutions wherever they are supposed to be built. So that it offers that opportunity. People can come from town to come and train. But then it becomes the place for people in school to learn how to play football and learn it well. That's why I said that this AstroTurf then, those who thought about it might have just the political motivation of we have something that the youth are playing football there. It got to a time they say now people have to pay before they play football there. And some of the pitches now turn into funeral grounds and event grounds.
Yeah.
When we invested public money to build. I was assuming UDS as an investor maybe 3 AstroTurfs on campus.
Yeah.
University of Ghana or UCC all of them have 3 or 4 AstroTurfs on campus. Look at the student population there. And those who are interested in football will be able to do practice. So it will help all of us. So for me, some of these policies that we implement, we should look at the educational facility as the base for some of these things that we say we are targeting the youth. We should look at those in the educational system as the base so that young people like this should a bright opportunity like you may be asking, what about our other invested polytechnics, teacher and nursing training colleges all over the place? Where are the sporting facilities on campus? You go to any serious country, even at the basic level, they have almost all sporting facilities from basketball, baseball, this, that, even swimming pool. They provide all these things so that people can actually identify their talent, nurture it in through school and become somebody. So for me, I think that this particular thing that they've done, the reward the government should give them is to provide state-of-the-art sporting facility as a reward to the school.
Very well.
For me, that is what I recommend. And maybe some of the stadium President Mama is promising to build. Maybe one of them should go there. A multi-purpose stadium on campus. I think UDS deserve as a reward for what they have done for Ghana.
Very well. Comrade, some are saying that we should enlist the UDS team into the Black Stars.
I would not be surprised. And kudos to the UDS team. And again, this is a time where we would say a big thank you to the late former President, His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings, who won a $50,000 Hunger Project Award and decided to give that to the establishment of the UDS, which today is putting the name of Ghana on that high pedestal. I must commend the team as well. They have demonstrated that the can-do spirit overcomes everything. But again, it is one of the reasons I feel today as I'm here that personalities like Ken Ofori-Atta should be arrested and prosecuted immediately as soon as we can.
Why? What is the link?
Reason being that it reminds me of the Esipon Stadium, where he read the budget in Parliament and told Ghanaians that work ongoing there had reached 90% level. And when any person, including a layman or even a daughter of yours who is in nursery, visits that Esipon Stadium, from that time till date, work there had never even reached 5%. So when you had a bunch of criminals who have perpetuated this form of harm on us, who knows? Maybe a team from Western region could have also been part of this, but they have been denied by a minister who failed to appreciate the reason for holding in fidelity the purpose of holding public office. I am so glad. I have been following the commentary on, I'm not a strong football fan. I love just to see great footballers like Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, the Black Stars guys, Andrea. I love to see individual players excel in what they do. And so I was very happy when I heard that the UDS team did this marvelous work. It only tells that when we put the minds to what we want to do with preparedness and that can-do spirit, we can really achieve it, regardless of whatever challenges. And see the examples being given. They didn't have all the requisite equipment or resources you may think of, but they resolved to do so. It reminds me again further of my days back in the Polytechnic. I was involved in 2 games. That's pole vault, maybe people will say because of my height, and then also volleyball. And these were games that I loved so much. Till date, I wish I could still be maybe a volleyball star, but in Ghana, what are you talking about? You're joking if you talk of that. And so it also again tells we must pay attention to all sports. Even though it is the same football, it means that a certain attention was paid to them either by the institution itself, and once they were resourced well to train, they felt very, very motivated. And don't forget also, when you have a team that is fully local based, they all are hungry for success. And therefore there's no senior man, foreign player, this and that. So everybody feels they must make a mark. And so when they have that mentality, it is the reason why we say everything begins with the mind. So long as you put your mind to whatever you want to achieve, it is doable.
Very well. Doc, I mean, congratulations are in order, but how do you think we can properly reward this team?
Well, if you've studied abroad or taught abroad, you realize how sports, either at the high school or the university level, is not left a chance. In the United States of America, for instance, every single sportsman or woman you see is a university graduate, or at least a high school graduate. The Michael Jordans and all of them, all the NBA stars, they are university. The university education does something. It keeps you disciplined. It keeps you focused. And that is why you cannot be an NBA star, you cannot be an NFL star, and even an MLS star, unless and until you are in the university system. Because once you are a student athlete, the system is able to monitor you, the system is able to guide your progress, and you finally graduate to become the best you are. So if you want to make sure in the hands, and look at it, the sports, you can say that no other country comes anywhere close to the United States of America when it comes to sports. The Olympics and everything else, even if you look at football, they are picking up strongly. It's because they made it based on the school system. The school system does a number of things. Rich people can go to school, but poor people too can go. There's a reason why you will see poor people or who are maybe academically not good graduating from Harvard, graduating from Yale, graduating from MIT. It's because the thing, what they have to sell or what they have to achieve their potential is their sports skill. So you and I could be bookworms, you and I could be nerds, you and I can read and write and math and do everything. That is what we have to live. But it's a kid who is not that good at math, who is not that good at science, who is not that good at English, precisely because either background, poverty or whatever. But that kid has a skill, and the world needs that skill. So part of the reforms we should be seeing is to a purposive attempt to encourage people to develop their skills. I should see the Ministry of Education tell universities that every year 5% or a certain percentage of all your admissions must be people from the sports fraternity. We do high school sports in this country. We do...
it's not as vibrant as it used to.
And I'm trying to come with the policy. Look, we do JSS sports. After JSS, there's a national level. We do HSS. One, imagine the government of Ghana comes out with a policy that says that when we are recruiting to the security services, we'll give priority to anybody from JSS or SS who has won a medal. First, second, third. That they will be given priority first in the recruitment to the police. Listen, that is a big motivation. Then what you then see is that schools, big schools, small schools, powerful schools begin to recruit these kids. Where we know them. We are taking the school, we know the kids who could not spell their names, but put them on this field and they are better than Abedi. We know the kids who could not put one and who don't know, or you could just say 1 + 1, but put them. So imagine we do that. We come up with a proposed policy that says that if you win an award, like my brother here won pole vault or whatever you win, the moment you apply to the police service, to any of the services, you are given an upper hand already. You are qualified, you have to go. Imagine we keep doing that. Then you will see how many kids will leave the streets to go back to school.
I think for the police, they are doing that. The
Yeah,
police
no, but it's not a
recently
purposive policy. They do that. Yes, the security services need them. But if it is announced and actually added and let people know, you will see the number of kids that will leave the streets to go back to school because they want to play for the Black Stars.
Right.
Imagine we come with another national policy that says that all players for all the national teams after the Black Stars must be recruited from university or from schools. In other words, unless you are playing for a school and unless you make it to the inter-schools competition for JSS, inter-school competition for SS, or inter-university competitions, you cannot be drafted into any of these. Again, school keeps people there for a long time. They learn habits, they learn how to behave, they learn skills. Until we do that, the current policy of this is so haphazard. It's so haphazard that it's not well planned, it's not well considered. So as a kid, you need to go through a lot of hoops before you get recognized. And so for me, we need that. We need an overhaul. We need to stop seeing sports as something for fallouts. We need to stop seeing sports as something for kids who are not smart or intelligent enough. We need to see sports for kids who are smart, who are hardworking, who are intelligent, and who are disciplined. And when we begin to reward that, a lot of kids will invest in it. When we begin to reward that, a lot of kids will see that it's an alternative. And we stand as a country to be the bigger beneficiaries of it.
Very well.
Now, the artist, you see, this is where the school placement comes in. Question in school placement that we have computerized, how does it factor in sporting personality?
Yeah.
And some time ago, schools actually go out to look for sports talents to recruit.
Yeah.
So you may even be, your results may show that you have failed, okay? But they'll recruit you because they are recruiting you because they want you to come help the school achieve results in sporting fields. So people may have F in maths and English, but they'll go to the school because the school is not recruiting them because of academics. It's recruiting them for them to come and help them achieve laurels in sport. Today, headmasters can no longer recruit on their own because the system sends you who you should have based only on academic performance. It has no room for any other talent that you have. So you realize that when we complain about school sports dying, it's because of systems we have also brought in. Some time ago, there are schools that you know that when you go to Accra, when they say athletes in terms of athletics, they pride themselves that they produce some of the students because they just recruit people that if academically the person is not good but the person can do a lot in sports, they recruit. They do it at secondary school level, they do it at university level because your results slip shows that in your there's this space they write it. Remarks after your extracurricular activities. You are good in football. This one, it's a very good athletics. It's a good high jumper. They are all there. So when you present it for admission, they look at the grades and they look at what skills you have as well. And your skills alone could be the reason why you are in Adisadel, Achimota, though your grade looks very bad. But the school is looking at what you're offering the school. You understand it? So this is one thing we have to look at. How does the school placement help in this, as we are all saying? It doesn't help in any way. So it sometimes we bring a system thinking it's solving one problem, then it creates another problem. So we have to really look at this school placement thing because look, Michael Essien, Asamoah, and all the big footballers who are produced. Can you imagine what they've done for their school? Just one person's achievement. One person in sport.
Recently, there was a big scandal in Hollywood, in the United States. When you see big Hollywood stars, some of them millionaires, buying
admission for their
children. To get their children into sports to get admission. So look, I'm saying that it's not difficult. What we can simply do is that, like, don't let headmasters go and hand. Look, tell every school that all the best secondary schools reserve 1% admission for people in sports. And there can be an objective way of doing that. What do I say? There's JSS sports, right? Tell them to qualify for that, you should have won, let's say, a medal at that level. That's all. So whatever you do, the only thing you can demonstrate to a disadvantage that you're a good athlete is that I was part of the gold-winning football team
at the district level,
at the regional level, or the national level.
Right.
And do the similar thing for secondary schools. Once you do that, again, it introduces a lot of competition, a lot of commitment. And the policy we now have is broken. And so it doesn't seem to reward things like this. We are still focused on the what? The reading, writing, and this and the RRR, which again rewards nerds, rewards bookworms, they leave people with equal status. It's not too late. We can do that. Especially now that we have a complete ministry for youth development and a complete ministry for youth and sport.
Right.
I don't see why those two should not be able to sit down and do this. If you begin rewarding people for their skills, then you are closing a very big gap. A gap between people who's probably because of their backgrounds, they can go to some of the best private schools and make it up, but people whose background is no good. A skill is sometimes given by nature, which should help people refine it and benefit from it.
Right.
I disagree if anyone wants to adduce some shortfalls in this identification of sports talents, attributing it to school placements. The primary purpose of education is what? Is to achieve academic laurel, is to acquire, be aware, and all of that. That is what the school placement seeks to achieve. So, for instance, if you listen to the suggestion made by Joshua, that makes perfect sense to me. We must just find alternative ways of doing other things to complement a system that is in place. But if we say the school placement, for instance, has created a problem rather than solve a solution, a problem, I disagree. Reason being that the school placement is doing placement based on academic achievement. Then the sports we are talking of is extracurricular activity. And so if, for instance, there could be a quota reserved by the schools, that each school reserve 5% quota, 2%, for those who are not academically inclined. But mind you, we must not even put in a system that seeks to make it look like you are very lazy. You remain there, but you're only good at your legs. No, the person we think is not good at his legs. Let me give an example of myself today.
We should find a way to marry the academic.
Let me give us an example of myself today. When I finished junior high school, I had aggregate 15. I was, I think, the second or third best in my school. I was very good at my previous school, but when I went to the next school, there was no competition, and so I felt so relaxed that I was the top best guy, and eventually I performed badly. But I knew my potentials way back, so that never deterred me from being who I probably am today. But if we encourage people to feel that you are only good at every football, and therefore, so then it means that we are saying that these guys cannot even improve. So we must put in a way that shall be a check and a balance to make sure that even the person who is not academically good probably is not good because of the way he's being taught, who is teaching him, how he prepares at home. So we must be able to build all this. The perfect example he made again was with the NBA stars and how they have all have to be almost university graduates. And are we not aware how education affected the likes of Odate Lamte in signing documents that actually signed himself off? So yes, the school placement is there for a certain purpose to achieve the academic excellence of making sure people who do well and are put in categorical schools. But let us put in maybe a quota. And so if the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the Ministry of Youth, and then that of Education can come together and say, Lord, with all this school placement thing, can we reserve 10% or 5% for those who are sportsmen and all that? It encourages them. And some who even now find themselves in these secondary schools will be the same person who will turn around. It will surprise you that some will even go there now and may no longer be better as we saw them to be in junior high school, but rather they will transform in mathematics, in science, or something else. Yeah. And then that is how they might develop another interest.
Something else.
No, yes. But I didn't make the point that I'm saying that currently, it doesn't make that room.
There's no room.
Yeah, there's not making that room.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's a lapse.
No, it's not a lapse.
It's a lapse. The reason it's a lapse is that, you see, the reason it's a lapse is that, as I said, we see education as going to learn, as he said, look, your education is supposed to actually help you identify your talents, okay? Help you polish that talent and make a living out of that talent and help society with that talent. So this idea of education is for academics. Is the reason why we are where we are. Look, if you go to the Harvard and the rest, you'll be surprised to see the numbers that are there, not because of pure academics, but for other reasons. So I'm saying that, look, let's look at it as we are discussing sports. Let's look at it from a broader point of view that the system is the education should be there to help everybody.
Exactly.
So if the person is a high jumper, the person can be a good volleyball player. The person can be look at Rose. Rose took us to the finals at the World Athletics Championship as a high jumper. Look at what she took Ghana to at that big platform as a high jumper. So
she's a student, right? Yes, I think so.
So we need to look at how these things. And as I said, there are so many ways one person in sports can make a country globally more important than all those who have been to the academic field. Right. It's sometimes you'll be surprised that
quickly even
today, if we say the only boxer that has held WBA title for 10 years is Azuma Nelson. It's not academic that has put. Look, a lot of the records you go and look for Ghana will be known for actually may not have anything to do with academics. It's about people's talents. So it's about us identifying people's talent and helping them to build it. And making it what it is.
To add to it, we've inherited an educational system which is standardized from our colonial masters, and we have kept to that. And it's a very bad situation. We need to now customize our education. So it's a person who wants to do engineering. From one of my kids, love music. He knows Rema, Davido. He sings all these songs every day. So I have tried to go to school with him, and I have asked them, look, can you allow him to keep his hair and all that? The school has agreed. Can you allow him to have his tablet so that during break he watches his music and all that? They have agreed. So we must move from that standardized education to a customized one. In that case, then even in Western region, when we come to Galamsey, you realize that maybe in Western region, we must have forest clubs, forest festivals, things related to solving the problem within that region.
Customized education. Somebody is so good in music like this, and you finish school, so you have not passed English and science, so you can't go to any tertiary school in Ghana, and you are suppressing the person's talent of music simply because the person has not passed English and science or maths. He doesn't need maths and science to do his music career. So why can't the system have a way that this guy has performed so well in music? There's a department of Legon that offers music. Whether the person has passed maths or not, that is not the person's talent. The talent is music. Let him go to Legon music department and go and learn music. But the system says you must have English, maths, science, A to C, and then add your practical your before you can get admission. So you see, in fact, a lot of people see on the street, it's the system will put it down and make them not to go to school. You mean somebody says the only reason I'm not able to go to school, I failed maths. I failed science.
We want to touch base with a team in China. Abdulhai Mumin is the Director of Public Affairs for the University of Development Studies. He's joining us via Zoom. Bossman, I'm not sure what time it is there, but thank you so much for joining us. Kindly share with us what the feeling is like in camp. Kindly unmute so we can hear you. Hello, Abdul. We seem to be having some challenges there, but we're trying to touch base with Abdulhai Mumin. He's the Director of Public Affairs for the University of Development Studies. He is with the team in China, the team that made us proud at the FISU Games, beating a team from Brazil 2-1 to, if you like, take on the coveted trophy in World University Games. Ghana is now champion, University of Development Studies. In fact, becoming the first African team to win this particular.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, very well. We can hear you now. What's the feeling like? What's the mood in camp? Hello, Bill. I'm asking what the mood in camp is like.
Thank you very much for this great opportunity. Of course, as is expected, the mood in camp is very, very high. We've had a lot of visitors from other countries who participated at this competition, including countries like Spain. We've had visitors from the UAE and all the other 24 countries. They've all been to our hotel facility to congratulate the team. The camaraderie among the players is it's massive, and some of them are even beginning to feel that, look, it's about time the handlers of our various national teams, whether from the under-17 to the Black Stars, to pay attention to them as well, and to give them the opportunity to prove their worth to the country. And so the mood in camp is very wait to get back home. Unfortunately, our flight has had to delay until the 5th of October, which is next week, Sunday, where 7:30 with Ethiopian Airlines, and we are hoping for a grand reception when we arrive, and we are very grateful for this opportunity by your TV channel.
Very well. Congratulations are in order, but let's find out what worked for the team.
I may have missed your question. Can you repeat that again?
I'm asking what worked for the team. What was the magic trick?
The magic trick, very simple. Discipline and teamwork. The coach kept emphasizing to them that from the very beginning that nobody was here in China for personal glory, and that we had come not just to represent the University for Development Studies, but also to represent Africa and to represent Ghana on this global stage. And of course, last night, if you watched the match, you would have noticed that aside the name UDS, what was boldly written on the scoreboard was Ghana against Brazil. And it was no longer a match between two universities. It was a match between two great footballing nations, especially at the youth level, where the...
Hello? We seem to have lost Abduhai Moment there. He's the director.
Last time Ghana beat Brazil
right.
in any international competition years ago.
Right, very well.
I was talking about...
Yes. Please go ahead. We lost you momentarily. Please go ahead.
The last time any Ghanaian team beat a Brazilian team so decisively and outplayed them was in 2009 when the Black Satellites won the Under-20 football tournament. Right. So Ghana, but UDS was proud to represent not just Ghana, but the entire African continent. And we had all the African contingents here, especially our brothers from Nigeria, who were also here rooting for us in the massive stadium here at Dalian. And we are very grateful to all the other African countries for the support we received from them.
Great stuff. It's interesting that you mentioned massive stadium. I was looking to ask what type of facilities or amenities you trained at or with, and if it's comparable to where the tournament was held, and what challenges this may have posed to you.
I'm sorry I'm laughing, but there's a world of difference between where we trained, all the pitches we had, our trial matches, including the Aliu Muhammad the sports stadium in Tamale. The facilities here, even the training facilities, are far beyond what we have at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium and the Ohenejan Sports Stadium in Accra. The facilities here, even on the training grounds at academies, are far beyond what we have in Ghana, to the extent that there were times that we're given indoor facilities, an indoor facility that looked like a stadium and presented all the scenarios that could happen in a football match. There are gyms. After every 100 meters, you are likely to hit a gym, and those gyms are very well equipped. Yes, but the rough terrain that we had to train in, imagine that these boys of ours trained on gravel pitches, on astroturfs in Ghana, but which were not up to the level here, and then had to come now and play on the comfort of these pitches here in Dalian, China. I think that will give us an added advantage. Plus the fact that the boys remained very tactically disciplined. There was a doctor there indeed with the team who ensured that every time of the day their nutritional needs were taken care of, and that none of them consumed any item that could be banned during, the emergency, doping, and so on and so forth. And these are the things that have done the trick, and more especially because the players were not playing for themselves. They knew they were playing as a team and playing to save the name of a footballing nation known as Ghana.
Right. Did you have any sponsorship? Who supplied the jerseys and, your kits, your boots and all that?
We had enormous support from the UDS branch of the UTAG, the University Teachers Association of Ghana. They donated some jerseys. And then the GFA, the Ghana Football Association, must be commended highly for providing the team with tracksuits and the facility at Pram Pram for the team to train as well. We had support from individual Ghanaians, a former MP for Sisala East, and several other individuals who, Real Tamale United, for example, gave us a lot of support. The chief of the Tolon traditional area and the overlord of Dabon, the Yana, gave the team a huge, massive support. And ever since we arrived in Dalian also, the numerous messages that kept coming in from different institutions and individuals all helped to motivate the boys to be able to come this far. Thank you.
Very well. We wish you well, but the final one before I let you go. Have you received your congratulatory message yet from your friend and brother Manasseh?
Well, I'm sure by now he's licking his wounds out of pains. But we'll take it like that because the Vice President of the Republic has congratulated us. The Speaker of Parliament has congratulated us. Just this dawn, I was on phone with the presidential aide, Honorable Joyce Bawa Muktari, and a lot of other prominent Ghanaians, including ordinary Ghanaians who have sent in messages. We are very grateful to them. And the Minister of Education, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, in whose constituency UDS is established, has also sent in congratulatory messages. And we are very grateful to everyone. We cannot mention the names here, but we are motivated. But again, if you have contact with Manasseh, tell him that we are not just coming with a trophy, that I am coming with a gold medal on my neck. And I'll press his neck.
Abdul High Moment, thank you so much for your time. We wish you all congratulations and we wish you a safe flight back home. Thank you so much. Abdul High Moment is the Director of Public Affairs for the University of Development Studies. He is with the team in Dalian, China, where they beat Brazil to lift the trophy at the FISU Games 2025. So we've heard him. Some of the issues that we raised here, he has re-echoed. So now the ball is in our court.
You see why I strongly believe that Ken Ofori-Atta should be prosecuted. I'm being very serious. That's right. Millions of Ghanaian cedis was set to be allocated for that construction program and rehabilitation, and it has reached 90%. And so if this is not a criminal, which other word do you want me to use to define such a personality under such a circumstance?
I have a message here that says, in TIMS Kumasi, it's a must to go to class if you're a sports person. So when the schools are well equipped or give them the authority to recruit sports people, they will perform. Right, thank you. Keep your messages coming in. Let's move on to another matter of importance. We recently saw a report that said our vegetables, including our fish, was laced with mercury, lead as a result of illegal mining. The Food and Drugs Authority has also released a report that says turmeric, Tom Brown, has mercury and lead in it. What else do we want to see before we fight this menace of Galamsey? Elvis, let me start with you.
But those reports, I don't know why people are surprised about those reports.
I'm not sure people are surprised. No, it's just that it gives more backing to the concerns we've been raising over the period.
But we see the water bodies every day.
And we
all see what is happening. We know. See, when they say water is life, that's what you must understand. Everything, the plant needs water. The water is polluted with the chemicals, those things that
the lead and the mercury
for the mining. and the very land on which you are planting the food that has been polluted.
Toxins.
Whatever is in the soil, whatever is in the water, will find its way into the plant.
Exactly.
So whatever they are talking about, the Tom Brown was made by something, right? Something was used to do the Tom Brown. Why was the thing planted? What water was used to prepare it? So obviously these things, that's what we've been saying, that is true. Whatever we are putting in there, it will end up in our human body, irrespective of where we are. So if you are not in Galamsey community, you go and buy Tom Brown, you go and buy turmeric, you go and buy things on the market and think that everything is fine. But you are not fine. You are also just like those in the community because you are eating things that are contaminated, just as those who are in the communities. This is how we should look at it. When I first wrote that this is existential threat, people ask me, wow, I say, look, if we are not careful, this thing, it can wipe all of us out of this country. Yeah. It may come to a time, almost everybody may have one disease or the other that is linked to the chemicals that are being used by these people. That is the issue. So at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, these things will happen. The truth of the matter is that we are allowing a few greedy people to make money at the expense of everybody. Yeah. Okay? And they are determined to protect the money they are making. And the money they are making is big. So they will do anything to protect it. We have been told that small-scale mining gold for the first 8 months has fetched Ghana over $6 billion. And we are told that the total gold we bought is higher than the total gold produced by all the large mining companies put together in this country. Those who have all the big machines are down there cracking the stone every day and have all the machines to extract the gold. We are saying that
small-scale mining,
the small-scale mining
has given us more,
has produced more than them. That should give you an idea of the wide scale of the situation we are talking about. Because this small-scale miners don't have the kind of machines, technology, and equipment that the biggest miners have. But their total gold is now more than what all these multinationals put together are producing. That should tell you, $6 billion is huge money.
Indeed.
So the people in there will do anything to protect it. Truth of the matter is that we are unable to stop the Galamsey because whether NPP is power or NDC is in power, the people involved in the Galamsey are big-time financiers of political parties and politicians. And therefore, it's very difficult to stop them. You talk to the Galamsey, they tell you, most of the excavators you see on the field doesn't belong to them. Some rich people we respect so much in this society buy them and go and put them there for them to rent and pay so that they will make money. So it's owned by rich and powerful people in Accra, in Kumasi, in Takoradi, wherever.
So and these are the people we should be going after.
I've told you that, see, this thing, the fight should be like the cocaine fight. If you are able to terminate the kingpins, you are getting results. That's why sometimes you are carrying cocaine if they realize that you are just a courier. They allow you because they want to trace till they get the kingpins who are giving it to you.
Right.
The kingpins who are making this Galamsey go on are the very people we are respecting. And some of them are the ones we are even expecting to stop the illegality. And we started and said it. Look, we have all kinds of security services. If they are intelligent-led organizations and want to apply intelligence to determine, they will know. And I remember last year that there was a report of national security that names people behind Galamsey. What has happened? There's a change of government. Have you heard anything about that report? No. So you see, until we terminate the people who are the financiers, those behind. As for the small ones, so you arrest them and go and put them in jail, they will still come and bail them. Right. Okay, if you take them to court, they will pay the lawyers to defend them. Because the people who are actually behind it are very rich and powerful people. And they finance politicians, they are in charge of our many systems. And therefore, if we don't turn the fight to them, anything we are doing, we are just playing. And I've said that so far, nothing different is being done from what we started. I remember President Mills visiting and saying Galamsey is a threat to life. The same approach, deploy police, military, go, come, this, that. We've done this for over 15 years. The results are the same. Yet, I've told people that where I realized that it's going to be difficult to fight this was when Akufo-Addo came to power and banned small-scale mining for almost 2 years. And we also saw that water bodies were returning. And then the moment the ban was lifted, because there was so much pressure from the financiers, people, livelihoods, and that they were pushing. Even during the ban, though we saw some improvement in the water, small scale mining was still going on. Even that year, we were told that 30% of our gold from small scale, we made more from the previous year. So even the ban, though not totally effective, we saw some improvement in the water. And we thought that if we had kept it that way by now, this would have been better. The moment the ban was lifted, we reversed and got to even a worse position. And now it is one excuse or the other. One excuse or the other. It tells you that we all agree that the thing has the potential to kill all of us.
Very well.
But the people involved in it are powerful. They are rich. They finance those who are supposed to ensure that the thing ends. And therefore, touching those people is becoming very difficult for all of us. That's why we are not able to fight this. So at the end of the day, what we are doing to ourselves is that let some people make money. It doesn't matter who and who will die. When they make their money and people die, it's okay. That is what we are saying to ourselves as a country. And that is dangerous to all of us. And for me, look, so long as that will to deal with the kingpins, to deal with the real kingpins of this thing, is not there. It's going to be difficult to convince me that there's going to be any meaningful results from whatever actions we are deploying. It will not work until we target the source.
Elke, are we going to sit down and sacrifice the lives of Ghanaians for the gains we are making from this type of menace?
Thank you. First and foremost, let me put on record that at the time President Akufo-Addo placed a ban on illegal mining, that was when the illegality continued more. So there was no single improvement of our water bodies even recovering under any circumstance.
Not at all?
There's no single evidence to that effect. Let us state the facts. So let us not pretend to embellish as though there was an effort. We all saw what happened in this country at the time the ban was placed. At the time the ban was placed was even when they were issuing more licenses. So how is it possible that there could have been an improvement at the time?
Were the licenses operational at the time?
Every single license given, even be it prospecting, whatever. So long as the persons felt there was something written there as a license, they were engaged in all of this. Why is it the case that at the time the ban was placed was when our gold production rose? How could there have been an improvement at that time in what? No single such thing. Number one, a lot of things are being done now which is different from the past. Apart from talking about the water guards being launched, the ARCONs...
The water guards are same as the river guards of yesterday.
Good. Aside the water guards, the ARCONs there, which is community skills, it's not been in existence. It's not been in existence. Then don't forget that three major things were done. And the fourth one, which I'll add today. The very moment President Mahama took office, the first thing he did was to say what? A seizure to the issuance of licenses. What that means is that nobody is going to be getting any new licenses, and therefore nobody can now say, I just got a license to further deep in the woods we find ourselves in. Number two, there were 44 forests were under siege. 29 were critical, and 9 was declared as red zones. Out of these 9 red zones, when the new regime came to power, they reclaimed all 9 red zones and changed them from red to green.
Right.
That is a significant achievement. Then the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, who also doubles as caretaker minister for the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, kicked in motion a letter to the Attorney General to consider a repeal of the LI 2462. What does that mean? It means that a decision taken in the past at the time the previous government had majority, that we have found out that according to the colonial masters, a lot of our resources are in forest reserves. Let's enter there and mine. That must be reversed. Now, just a few days ago, I was in Sunyani with the sector minister again, where we finished training over 325 out of over 44,000 we intend to train over time, men and women in uniform, be it the military, the police, the immigration, etc., NACOC and NIB, to make sure that we get them all involved. And you see, in the past we had operation this, operation that. They go and carry out their operation, then they go back, and these people also return. But what we intend doing this time, which is again different from the past, is to make sure that these are deployments being made there to be stationed at these places. It is aimed at deterring, stopping or halting and arresting, as well as discouraging people from engaging in this enterprise, which is a criminal one and degrading our environment. Now that not
people have raised concerns with that, the permanent deployment, and likening it to, if you like, a mini state of emergency in these areas.
Well, they can call it whatever. We want to see results. It is only a fact that President Mahama has stated clearly that he is on top of issues, he gets proper briefing, and he doesn't think that we need to declare a state of emergency right now. In fact,
will it be prudent to make public the marching orders of these men who will be deployed to these areas?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with the marching orders they've made. The minister,
so that means we know what their mandate is, what is expected
made it very clear that when you get out there, don't take any order from anybody saying he's a big man. The biggest man in this country is the President of the Republic, and he will not ask anyone to call you to condone any act. And he has made it clear as well that be ruthless in the discharge of your duties. It means that follow it to the latter. So this security deployment is even going to be on a rotational basis. Some of the information is on need-to-know basis. In fact, permit me to say that from this week onwards, if you are involved in this enterprise, it is best you put a stop to it, because there will be naming and shaming, and it doesn't matter who you are, where you belong, or who you know. The reason being that, look, we all agree as we sit here. Our traditional authorities, i.e. our chiefs, opinion leaders, youth groups, etc., play a major role because we know our land tenure system and the power our chiefs even wield, for instance. And so the NIMOS, which is the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, has been mandated by even the minister that they should go further to engage the traditional authorities. What is the rationale behind this? It is to make sure that it is not seen as a political move at all, where maybe a politician will have to come to go and engage the chiefs or the traditional leaders or opinion leaders or youth groups. But rather, since they are now doing this, let them be the one doing that. So when they come to you and they see something amiss, they will tell you, please, Nana or Togbi or that. This is what we have seen. If you can call them off, please do this or do that. If you fail to do so, then the military will be compelled to act in the interest of the country. And so these are measures being put in place to make sure that, aside not issuing new licenses, consideration of the repeal of the LI-24, the deployment and all of that. If you ask me finally, if you look at our neighboring countries, I have said this on a few platforms, in our neighboring countries, their forest services, for instance, or the forestry commissions of our neighboring countries, are actually just a detachment or deployment from the military.
Okay.
So they are not even civilians at all, because forests and water bodies are supposed to be national security matters.
Well, we have declared
so now that we have
zones
now that we have declared it's a security zone also, it tells you that you must have very good enough reason to be there. If not, you will find it very difficult to escape if you are actually found culpable.
Should we arm forest guards?
Forest guards are supposed to be armed, but not fully. It is because we have 3 divisions. We have the wildlife division, which is what largely do so because of animal attack and all that. So when it comes to forest guards themselves, in the past there was no such need for that. But as we sit now, if you ask me, I will say yes. Because fortunately I happen to be working at Forestry Commission. I would not want to lose a single of my men to any miscreants, misconduct of environmental degradation. And so yes, it is the reason why I feel that even if the president decides that from tomorrow onwards, every staff of the Forestry Commission should rather be a military personnel, all civilians should give way, I will be okay for it, because that will instill some discipline into the institution. But the truth remains that we must start gradually and be progressing steadily from the non-issuance of licenses, the reclamation of the 9 red zones, the LI, the repeal of the LI, the institution of the IRCOMs there, the water, blue water guards and other measures, now to declaration of the forest reserves and the water bodies as security zones. Security zone or military zone, what it means is that do not venture.
Right. Very well. Doc, we all have a role to play in this, don't we?
Thank you very much. The reason why Galamsey is raging like a wildfire is because the party Hiaska. The reason why the Galamsey is not being stopped is because...
But which party
the ruling party Hiaska.
But that's what said under the MPP.
The reason why the Galamsey is not being stopped is because the people, the men and women who finance the NDC to come to power, they Hiaska. And they have to recoup or recover the scar that they invested in the NDC to come to power.
Could it be the same reason why the MPP failed to fight
exactly, and that is why the people look in politics. If you lose power, it is the biggest sacrifice you can ever do. It's like, look, Christ died on the cross to save us. That is the biggest sacrifice. Nobody, if somebody dies to save you, to be voted out of power is the biggest sacrifice anybody, and is the biggest punishment any politician or political party could get. And so you could say that the NPP was given the ultimate punishment in politics by being voted out by huge margins. And the new government came. And that is what the problem here is. Galamsey is an existential crisis. In public policy parlance and in governance, we say Galamsey is a wicked problem. Wicked problems are notoriously wicked because they are sometimes difficult to define, difficult to solve. There are solutions, and this and so because of the way they are, we refer to them as wicked problems. When you are dealing with an existential crisis and when you are dealing with a wicked problem, you need to adopt what is called an all of the above approach. All of the above approach in this case will mean that you are saying that no solution is too small, no solution is too big. That is why people and friends of the government have told the government that when you deploy an all of the above approach, you don't leave some of the policy tools in the toolbox. State of emergency is an important and it's a serious part of the policy tools to fight Galamsey. One of the things we've been constantly told is that the President of the Republic of Ghana and this government is a listening government. We've been told they are listening government. We've been told that. That is used to address one of them. The Ghana Catholic Bishop Conference have met the President on a number of occasions and they have spoken to him about this. And they've called for Galamsey.
They've called for a state of emergency.
State of emergency, one. Two. Media coalition for this have also met the President and they've made it. Every single identifiable body in this country have met the President. They've all told him one thing, Mr. President, we recognize everything you say you are doing, but we think that the final name, or what could potentially be the final name, is to declare a state of emergency. The President has always told them, I've heard you. I've heard you. It has not been declared. So, therefore, if you look at the evidence on the ground, the preponderance of those evidence, you can clearly say the President is a hearing President, but not listening President, because he has not listened to them. If you listen to them, then you will say that why is it that everybody else is calling for a state of emergency? The only, even people who in the government who were calling for emergency are not quiet. How come that everybody else is calling for a state of emergency and you are saying that no state of emergency? It means that you are hearing President, you are not listening. And the problem there here is that when it comes to declaring a state of emergency, you need strong political will and you need what I'll call balls, big balls. Pardon my French. It is the balls that you need. Global Info Analytics tell us that the popularity of the president has declined to about 67%. That's still huge in any political democracy. Do you know what presidents do in a multi-party democracy compared to where they have such high approval ratings? They do the difficult things. They do the complex things. They do the politically unpopular things. They implement them at that time, making sure that they become a legacy things. If there is a better time for the president to declare a state of emergency, it is now that he's riding on cloud 9. It is now that he's a 67% rating. Do you know what happens if his rating falls to below 50? Do you know what happens if the succession battles in the NDC heat up? Before, what is going to happen is that those financing Galamsey, those are going to take sides. Some are going to go to the national chairman who is on a thank you tour. Some are going to go to the chief of staff who is at the UN General Assembly. When that happens and begins to crystallize, it then becomes difficult for you to state of emergency. So now is the time. We have what students of public policy calls a big policy window now. Government president is riding high in popularity. Goodwill, the goodwill is declining. Imani Ghana did a study recently, and they told us clearly that the part of the reason why the goodwill of the government has evaporated is because of Galamsey. The Africa Policy Lens, of which I am a senior fellow, but didn't take part, also came out with a report last week, clearly also telling us that up to 70% of Ghanaians want a state of emergency. So if you are a listening president, what do you need again? We've seen the proverbial writings on the wall. Our food is now getting poisoned. Our water is getting poisoned. What else do you need to convince you? And again, go back to everything you have said. We could see a form of it in history. We could see it in different forms. The soldiers, we've done that. Police, we've done that. Water gas, water gas, we've done that. Skills, we've done everything. What is also different here is that's what I'm saying, you need political balls and big balls. We lost 8 gallant patriots on their way to solve this thing. Have you realized that so far their memory is fading away? Have you realized that as a country? I remember the morning of that unfortunate incident, of that callous incident. Everybody came and said, let's end Galamsey in their honor. Let's end Galamsey in their honor. what are we doing to end it in their honor? That's what I'm saying. We need an all of the above approach. What we are now seeing is a selective approach that doesn't see to capture clearly the emergency nature of the situation. What we are seeing is that a political process that doesn't seem to know that we are dealing with an essential crisis. What I've seen is a lack of leadership to fight Galamsey.
I'll come to you for what solutions you are preferring to the situation now. But let me take a break here. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 Television. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll go to Doc for a solution. I'll read some of your messages and then we'll continue the discussions.
This October, Ghana's altar calls once again. After 7 unforgettable years, the 8th edition of Women in Worship arrives with a divine charge. Celebrating his faithfulness, minstrels Ada Ehi, Rabna Tommy Favored, Keepers Music, Ikriaserwa Bonsu, and many more will gather at Perez Dome on October 5th. Grab your tickets now. Regular 100 Ghana cedis, VIP 200 Ghana cedis plus beverage. Grab it online via Ego Tickets or www.eventpaddy.com. Short code USSD *713 *33 *30# or call Ticket Hotline 0248 810 396 or 0544 124 567. Tickets are available at Airport Shell, Hacho Shell, Bachana Toto, Perez Dome, and more. Sponsors, media partners. Powered by Quest. Women in Worship 2025. Daughter, you still have a voice.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again? Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late? Of course.
Star 712 hash. Star 712 hash. Kofi be the luckiest. Kofi from Georgia be luckiest. From Latepia cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you Kofi be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God down for boom. If you put it toy, so would the coming of the son of man be. Is that his car?
Everywhere.
Dial *712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Life can get hectic, and sometimes we forget to prioritize our well-being. That's where Vernal Mineral Water steps in. A refreshing solution. Essential minerals, Vernal Mineral Water keeps you hydrated and balanced. Whether you're at home or work, Vernal Mineral Water is there to keep you going. Don't let a busy schedule hinder your health. Make Vernal Mineral Water a part of your daily routine. Share the love with Vernal Mineral Water, the choice for a healthy, vibrant you.
This advert is FDA approved.
You're welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 Television. We're having a discussion on illegal mining and its impact on our environment, the level of destruction, the poisoning of our water bodies, destruction of our forests, and now the heavy metals that we are discovering in our food. I'll take a few of your messages. These ones came earlier regarding the previous story we discussed, so I'll take a few of them. Before the tournament, the UDS football team, as part of their preparations, used the Tolong AstroTurf facility ahead of the World Cup tournament. Thanks to Honorable Habib Idrisu Soyalana for bringing such a monumental project into the constituency. This one says, we are proud of UDS Tamale for winning FISU World Universities games. I think UDS players should replace Black Stars. This is from Soja, Ghana in Kusol Central. Gonja. Okay. This message says, Breakfast Daily, let's test the purified water we buy and the pipe-borne water Ghana Water Limited supplies to us. This should scare the president. Why is he not ready to fight? Is there something the president knows that we don't know? Why are DCs, MMDCs, and district police commanders that preside over Galamsey area still at post? To be safe, I now want to buy farm produce from Volta region myself and possibly import drinking water too from there. Kindly air the reports by your journalists on this subject and the impact on sales at Agbobloshi. Jimmy Jack from Dansuman sent that one in. This one says, it's high time the NDC and their CEOs know that Ghanaians have voted for them and not NPP. They shouldn't always come on TV and be doing comparisons between them and the NPP. Can't we all see the state of waters before and now that NDC is in power? 4 years is not 400 years. Okay. Illegal mining is destroying our beloved country. Our rivers are being poisoned, our forests are disappearing, and innocent communities are suffering while a few people enrich themselves. This must stop. Pure justice must prevail so that those responsible are held accountable, no matter their status or power. We must protect our land and water for the sake of our future generations, because a nation that loses its natural resources loses its soul. Pure justice must prevail. All right, Doc, so I'm coming back to you on what your suggestions for ending this menace are, and then we can move on.
Thank you. The first thing I would say is that the government should grow a pair and recognize that this is a wicked problem and also an existential crisis. If they do, they will quickly and immediately declare a state of emergency. A state of emergency puts an extra importance to it. And if you think, sometimes governance is about trying to assure people that you are listening. If you are listening and this is what people are calling for, give them what they are calling for and listen. So in other words, a state of emergency will be the new thing, the only novel thing we have done so far in this fight. Because you need every tool, everything. So let's do something that's novel and see. If everything else has failed, try state of emergency. It may work. 2, the government can place a complete ban or moratorium on surface mining in the country for the next 2 years. Name it the ban, name it in honor of the Big 8, the patriots who died to fight Galamsey. Honor them with that. Say that for the sake of their memory, for the sake of what they died for, we are going to place a complete moratorium on surface mining for the next 2 years. When you do that, use some of the money that the Gold Board has to rehire the youth that are working there now to help clean up the water bodies, to help plant trees, to help the forest breathe. When you do this, that means that you are not only throwing them onto the streets, you're also fully engaging them to work. Tell you what you do is that you tell the political financiers, your financiers, enough, we don't need your money again, and then you can even change them and freeze their accounts, because we know. How do we know the political financiers? The vehicles they use for Galamsey, what is it called?
The excavators?
Every excavator there has a number, right? Somebody has registered it. You can just check the number, and check DVLA. Who owns this elevator? Then if we say it's Elvis who owns it, quickly we write to the banks and make sure that every account that is traced to Elvis is frozen. We look at, imagine there are thousands there. Imagine if each account even has just 1 CD in it. And we start doing that from a level. And that's what I'm saying, we are freezing because we believe you are engaged in Galamsey. The onus is now on you to prove to us that it's no proceeds from Galamsey. That means that we're also cutting off the financing.
Would that be legal?
I'm saying that the powers that if you declare state of emergency, those are some of the things state of emergency helps you to do. Because it is a state of emergency, and then you are using war powers, you are now saying that you are declaring a Galamsey fighter as terrorists. And this is the source of funding for the terrorists. You see what I mean? That is the beauty of the state of emergency. It gives you that power to be able to do things that under normal circumstances you cannot do. So you are saying that they are terrorists, we are declaring a state of emergency. Now, any funding to a terrorist group, the state can seize it. You can also quickly set out courts that may what? suspend for a little bit some fundamental rights to deal with this as a terrorism. So now when you say people say, oh, if you declare state of emergency, the soldiers will be shooting and killing. There are places in this country today, if you go there, they will shoot and kill you. Go to Burma, come and try to go to the armory. See what they will do to you. Go to Jubilee House right now. Just go, jump the wall, start running towards the building, and see what a sniper will not take you out. They are there. But even if with state of emergency or not, no soldier is going to shoot a man who is walking to his farm with a cutlass. No soldier is going to shoot a woman who is carrying cassava from her farm to no, because they know. They only do this. So my point is that enough of the excuses, enough of the dilly-dally, enough of the pussyfooting. Let's do the right things, and then when we do that, we can then, after 1 year, we can then come back and say, okay, we've done this for 1 year or 2 years. What are we doing? Then we can adopt a new approach. Not to do that now is to downplay the existential nature of the problem.
Okay. I'll come to you for a reaction to that. Doc is for state of emergency, but there are those who have fears that the powers that may arise during a state of emergency might be abused, especially by the military men who will be deployed permanently to some of these areas.
You can declare a state of emergency and nothing will happen. Of course. You can declare, so you decide not to fight the menace. And what will happen?
So you declare on paper?
Of course. So sometimes when we are talking about declaring state, I say, are we talking about a state of emergency that we will implement, or the normal Ghanaian way of putting things on paper and not acting on it? Well, here the police were at Ablekuma, police people were being beaten, they turned around, they were running away. Were there no police people? Were they not supposed to stop people from being beaten? But when people were beaten, they were walking away. So, see, the issue is about the commitment to end the thing. Whether state of emergency or no state of emergency, the question is, are we committed to end it? If we are not committed and we declare state of emergency, do you know what will happen? The soldiers will be there, they themselves will be the one who will be doing the Galamsey. Because there's money, 6 billion in 8 months. So if you declare state of emergency, the soldiers will be there, and there's no real commitment to fight it, they will not be the ones who will be doing the Galamsey. Do you understand? So let me say that Galamsey can be ended if the president today decided I think that my party may not be happy, but I believe in the future my party will benefit from whatever I'm going to do. Now, I'm going to make sure that I fight this Galamsey, call all the security heads and give them 6 months, and says that all security heads from police, military, I'm giving you 6 months to flash out everybody that is doing anything illegal in terms of Galamsey. If you go to the person who has a license doing the legal thing, leave him. But those who are doing it, I want you to make sure that you do this in 6 months. If it's not done, I'm firing you, the heads of these institutions, and I'm hiring different people. As a president, every week or in every 2 weeks, I'm going to visit one Galamsey area or the other to make sure that the duty I've given you, you are doing it or not. Me, myself as president, I will do that. The president will say that any land that Galamsey happens on, the state is confiscating that land. If you sit down, you own a land, and there's a Galamsey, the state will confiscate that land. It's no longer belonging to you and your family forever. The state takes over the land, because what is killing all of us, you are endorsing it because you own the land, and then when something illegal is happening, you have decided not to act. So if you don't give the land to the person cannot act. So we confiscate all the lands that are being used for Galamsey, and make sure that those who are arrested and the kingpins that we will be able to identify and arrest, the law deals with them strictly. Dedicate one high court and say that all these people, no case should last within 1 year in the court. Everybody arrested in Galamsey issues one dedicated court, send the person there. All the Galamsey regions should have one dedicated high court each. That these cases will go there. The judges must sit there, not more than 1 year. The cases must be disposed of, and all those found guilty should go and spend long term in prison. If the president can take this tough stance and do it, his party will not allow him. They will fight him. But see, in the future, if this is able to not end it, we can't end it completely. What Ghanaians want to see is that their water bodies are clean. Okay? So if the president is able to do something that the water bodies become clean, the very people who will think that the NDC will lose the next election, NDC will win the election. Because the truth of the matter is that though the number of people who are into Galamsey is large, the number of people who want Galamsey to end are more than those who want Galamsey to continue. So initially, People will fight him. His own party and appointees will be late. He wanted to lose the next election. But the truth of it, if he's able to do this within 2 years, water bodies will begin to show clarity. And I can tell you, if Ghanaians see clear water bodies in 2 years, 2028 elections will be a foregone conclusion for the NDC.
Thank you.
So those who will fight that don't do it to lose election, I can tell them that if they are able to get the water bodies to be clean before 2028 election, it will be the turning point for the NDC to win that election. But if they fail, that will be their going to opposition. Because I can say that Ghanaians who want Galamsey to end are more than those who want Galamsey to continue. So if you are being told they are the own financiers, I'm telling you that the whole of Ghana.
Right.
Now we are reading that even if you are in the voter region, you come and buy turmeric, you buy coconut, you buy whatever, you are also being affected. So the thing is no longer about only the community where it's happening, those who are happening. It is every Ghanaian now is at risk. And I can tell you that those who are at risk and are not benefiting and therefore want it to end, they far exceed those who doesn't want Galamsey to end. So the president can do it. But if he can't take the hard stance and do it too, then he should take the soft stance, as I've always said. Increase public education in the communities, okay? Still put a law to confiscate the lands that are what? Be used for Galamsey. Let the people understand that if you don't stop these people, you are the first to die, okay? If it happens. Everybody caught in the process, let the law take them to the... If you can't declare the hard one you can still go by then and learn from other countries. In the state of the media in Canada, he said Ghana will want to learn from Australia. I was happy. I was happy, but I'm not just looking at the numbers. Instead of flying people, then maybe the leaders may go and come, but then let's have lessons. People who have fought it successfully come in here and educate people. There are so many things we can do, but because of your time, if you can't take the hard stand, I have said the soft stance, if you do it and do it well, there are ways that one can also work.
Very well. Elikem, there's a message here for you that says, good morning, Channel 1 TV. By the submission of Kotoko, they should not only do naming and shaming, it should follow with arrest and jailing.
Definitely. Definitely, that will be done. Definitely, that will be done. Today is a day short of the end of September. I would want to make a promise to you and Elvis, as well as all our listeners, our viewers here today, that a year from today...
Let's make it noteworthy, because today is actually my birthday.
Oh, okay. So on your birthday, happy
so
birthday.
On my birthday, you are making
so on
a
your
promise.
birthday, I'm making a promise on behalf of the Forestry Commission and on behalf of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and that of government, that a year from today, you will see massive improvement in our water bodies. In 2 years from now, you will see much greater improvement in our water bodies. I know what measures are being put in place. Some are on need-to-know basis. In fact, listening to my brother here, I now identified where the deficiency of even the comprehension of what state of emergency is coming from. To assume that there's any beauty to state of emergency is a lack of comprehension of what that means. So many have, on many occasions, easily just churned out the word, declare state of emergency, declare state of emergency. And you think that when the state of emergency is declared, the farmer you are talking of can be allowed to carry his whatever and be moving about? There's a strict ban on movement and all of that. And you see, it appears that some things sound so pleasing to our ears. And so when this is being said, then everybody joins the bandwagon and says, declare state of emergency. What is the purpose of a state of emergency? And what do we actually even understand by state of emergency? You and I on this platform have made it clear and have made it known that, for instance, as we speak, apart from the measures being taken, our forest reserves and water bodies have not been declared what? Security zones. What does that mean? It means that it's a complete no-go area for you. Tell me what addition a state of emergency will add to this situation. Don't forget that we are not issuing any more licenses. If there were a state of emergency, one of the measures would be that do not issue any new licenses. If there's a state of emergency, we need to look at the repeal of the law. If there is a need for a state of emergency, we need to see the red zones. What can we do? All these things were reclaimed.
Components of a state of emergency are being implemented.
Exactly, but you cannot keep that. And mind you, if you say that the president is a hearing government and not a listening government, let's stop playing populist semantics with words. We're in this country where we had a president who was as arrogant as the word could be defined, who never listened to anybody, etc. And today you sit here to say that Party Hinska. It is very shameful you want to remind Ghanaians of that particular catchphrase. Because as destructive and embarrassing as it was, you will never hear anybody in the NDC say so. And let me put it on record that I'm issuing a disclaimer here. No single person in the NDC, as of now, be it appointee, and fortunately, I happen to be the deputy national organizer of the NDC as well too.
Yeah.
Our party, even at our FEC level, frowns on this. Nobody is being tolerated and will be tolerated in any way because the president has even made it clear that he would not tolerate anybody coming close to want to do that. Let me tell you, I'm sorry. It is only in the MPP that people pride themselves as elitists. But when it comes to the basics of understanding what is at stake, they do not. We understand very well that if we fight this canker, we will even win the next elections. And therefore, we are not scared to say that we need to take the bold decisions or to have the balls. We have had a regime where there was no balls at all to be even held under any circumstance because the person in charge was compromised. If I tell you, if I tell you that in the past there were persons involved who were compromised, including from the very high top, we saw evidences, we had videotapes and all of that, didn't we? Have you seen or heard any of such at this moment as we speak that is adduced to
the
anybody?
The problem is that if you had all this evidence, you're in power now. Why are these people still working
That is
free?
why, you see, we do not want to be a regime that will be brooding over the past and want to...
No, it's not over the past. Crime is a crime. Crime does not have timelines.
Yes. So I cannot speak for the Attorney General. For all you care to know, as we sit here
dockets
now,
have been
probably dockets have been met. There's you must do a proper investigation into these things. Not that because you've had a wound to me or AEC or Charles Bissiu, etc., and all those videos. So it means that you must study it very well to make sure that you are not caught flat-footed. But we will make sure that as a party and as a regime, we fight this. That is why I'm making this promise to you that on your birthday, a year from now, 2 years from now, you will see significant improvement. And I'm even telling you, the subsequent days from today, you would again be hearing a lot. Look, in the past 8 months alone, we seized over 900 water pumps. As for the champhons and all that, numerous. As we speak, almost 300 have been seized again. What does that tell you? This is a government that is not only committed, but is showing the political will and readiness to do so. The next notch is to make sure that when we implement these security zones, we must also enforce the law to make sure that the destroyer is made to pay more. The destroyer must be the one to reclaim, because you don't come and destroy. And I must say, I wholeheartedly support the suggestion made by Elvis that we must now begin to even take it a step further to say, look, if you own this land and we find out that there's illegal mining going on that land, you lose it. It is confiscated. You see, so another one, for instance, is that you drive through some of the towns and you see these makeshift grizzly machines, or the ones they use for the illegal mining. They are manufactured by welders. But you see, the reason why you can't easily confiscate those things is that somebody may say, I am selling it. Maybe somebody has a legitimate business and come and buy it. So yes, enforcement is very key. And let me put on record once more, nobody within the National Democratic Congress is interested in sacrificing the lives of people for a few to benefit.
Well noted. Well noted. Doc.
But
No, quick
what
about
the issues he's talking about, the water bodies are waste of.
No. I just want to say something.
Yes,
No, it's
please.
okay. He
You
says that.
Yeah,
He says that I
No.
need a certain level of education on state of emergency.
State
I
of
agree.
emergency.
Then it means that the Ghana Catholic Bishop Conference need the same. It means that the media coalition for this needs the same. It means that there were people in the industry who are now cabinet ministers. It means they all need that education. If all these people are wrong, they supported them. So if all of them are wrong, then I want to be wrong. If all these people, if the Catholic Bishops Conference are wrong, if the media coalition against this is wrong, if everybody else is wrong, then I'm happy to be part of the people that are wrong, so that we can only say that the only people that are right are the people that are doing that. And you are right. At the end of the day, the evidence is in the water level. You can talk about whatever you are doing, do that, but we will see the water. And we will see its quality. So I'm happy that all these people are wrong, including me, but you are right.
You see, just a minute. Just a minute. Yeah.
Well,
that is why I need to reiterate that at the time there were some people calling for state of emergency. 9 of our forest zones were declared red zones, no-go areas where there was constant illegal mining. You, under your regime, had actually pushed for a law, an ally that allowed people to mine in the forest zones. then you were also issuing a lot of licenses. President Mahama has come and he said that I am no more going to issue licenses. And we are considering a repeal of the law. We have reclaimed 9 of the forest zones. We are now going to deploy military men who will permanently be there on rotational basis. And we are also declaring these places as security zones. What does that tell you?
There's a message here that says, good morning, Anatifo. As a Galamseer myself, the main facilitators of this menace are the chiefs of the areas where it is done. I can tell you on authority that no man or woman can go to anywhere to mine without the involvement of the chiefs of that
are the ones stooling some of these chiefs.
The government should deal with the chiefs, and 70% of the problem will be solved automatically. He's put his name there, but you listen. Elvis, let me come to you. I beg you, 2 minutes on this matter of the visa restrictions being lifted. 2 minutes, your thoughts. You've reported on it, you've spoken on this matter on a number of occasions. 2 minutes.
Oh, it's a simple thing. The restrictions were imposed on us because we're refusing to accept deportees. That's the reason why it was imposed on us. Because the US said too many Ghanaians have overstayed, including students who have gone to stay, that have overstayed in the US and that they need to be brought back. And then we as a country said we will not allow that. So we refused the agreements they presented to us. And then they decided to take one of their key tools, that is called visa restriction. The reason visa restriction works is that your own people will be against you, the government, because people say, why is that our visa has been reduced or we have been limited? The government has done something wrong. But I told you this most of the times, there is something boiling under. They will give you some reasons, but the main reason is hidden. The main reason is that the Trump administration wants to get people who are said to have infringed on American immigration laws to leave their country. And for that reason, they decided that they need to go. And many countries are rejecting to accept their own citizens
nationals
who are on the list to be deported. So now the government of America needs to look for countries they can negotiate with where they can ship these people to and onward transmissions wherever the people will go to. And many countries have rejected it. And Ghana initially also was resisting it. So we include a list of 36 countries that if we don't accept, the restrictions were going to come. And we still didn't accept, and then they imposed the restrictions. So what they were looking for is for us to accept the deportees, and then they lifted it. So now that we accepted the deportees, they've lifted it. And as I said, currently our situation with the US is delicate as a country, we must understand. Aside the refusal to accept the people, which is an issue within us, we have actually been blacklisted from any financing from the US the whole of this year because we failed to pay our debt. And by the law of the Congress, if any country fails to pay debt to the US, you are blacklisted. So currently Ghana cannot get a peso from the US. And then key economic policy like AGUA has also suffered because now we are under 15% tariffs. So clearly the US is breathing on our necks by implementing law from their country, but affecting the negative. So we have no choice but to people say the government should say the government has not received it, has not done this, accepted the deportees. Malawi now you have to pay $15,000 to apply for visa.
The bond. Let me take your thoughts, Elikem, on you think we're going to bow down to the pressure?
Not at all. I mean, you would agree with me, President Mahama is one that even at the just ended UNGA proved that indeed he is a president of a sovereign state. And in the first place, you see, this whole visa revocation and all that tells you that many people underestimated the leverage that a country as Ghana had when it comes to international diplomacy and our affairs. We are aware of the past times where we only go to Wantakoto, to the United States and the world powers. But this is a time, if you listen to even the president's speech, which I'm sure you did, for close to 21 minutes or so, this was one of the well-crafted speeches coming from a leader from Africa who feels he understands what it is, and he was there representing the people of Africa, or people of Ghana. And so we have actually made it very clear. And you recall, there was some time back when President Mahama opened arms for some detainees from Guantanamo Bay.
That Gitmo 2.
Gitmo 2. You recall what happened? So much hue and cry. These guys are hardened criminals, terrorists. They will come and be training our people. Are they still there? Have they left? Or has there been any crime associated with these people? So you see, don't even forget that these people, President Mahama and the regime, did not only say we are accepting anybody,
Okay.
but we are accepting people from what? Western Africa.
Right.
That is because already by our ECOWAS treaty, people from our neighboring countries are allowed 90-day stay or movement within our country.
Yeah.
And whilst this is being done, you are brought in and quickly processes are being kicked in to make sure that what? You are resettled into your country.
Very
So
well.
there's no hue and
Very
cry
well.
over this. I must commend the Foreign Affairs Minister, Honorable Sam Ablakwa Okujeto, and then the delegation as well as the regime, the President Mohammed's government, for what they have done to make sure that this is
Very well.
revoked.
I'll give you the final two minutes on this. Are we serving as a transit point to have some leeway for our citizens to have access to the US?
Yes. Every student of international relations understands some basic thing. It's called sticks and carrots when it comes to international relations. Carrots and sticks. You use sticks and carrots to get what you want on the international. It's a very basic fundamental thing. Donald Trump is a transactional president. He doesn't believe in principled things. He has made immigration and deportation the centerpiece of his whole campaign and presidency. So what he has done now is go up to the global stage and use two sticks, accept deportation or imposition of trade tariffs as his sticks to achieve his objectives. So he will hit you with tariffs and then force you to come to the negotiation table. He will ask you to take deportees. He will lift it. Secondly, he will do this. Remember, we had 5-year multiple entry in Ghana. So there's no achievement here. I don't see what the government wants to celebrate. We had 5-year multiple entry.
And it was
you
taken
came into
away.
power. It was taken away. You brought it back. What is there to achieve? Carrots and sticks too. The government told us that they did this deal on humanitarian grounds. That's what we're told.
Yeah.
If it's a humanitarian ground, we have law in Ghana. You reference the Guantanamo Bay. The constitution is clear on what to do with these things. It even went to a Supreme Court. There's a separate Supreme Court case on this. If you were so magnanimous, if it was based on humanitarian grounds, why didn't you go to Parliament? And why didn't you win the existence? That's what happens when you have too much power. You begin to ignore Parliament, you begin to ignore the laws because you can rule as an imperial president. Secondly, you now go and tell us that now we now know. You don't need to be an expert in IR to realize that a carrot was dangled in front of us. The carrot is this. Accept the simple, we remove the visa restrictions.
Right.
We swallow the hook, line, and sinker. I thought the government could have used that to bargain for more. To tell the US, look, not only will we accept a lot of this people, but could you remove the trade tariffs on us?
Well.
In other words, that was the only time. That was the only time
Perhaps it is work in progress.
So that was the only time the government
Perhaps
seemed
it
to
is
have
work
some
in
small
progress.
leverage. Donald Trump wants his deportation exercise to be a success.
Exactly.
That is when you have small leverage. So
well
don't
done.
only accept
Very
this,
well
also
done.
add it.
Very
But
well
to
done.
say that we
Very
should
well
celebrate you for bringing back something we already had is weird.
Very well done. Thank you. Gentlemen,
Let me just
time is up.
nobody within a government has said that we should be
celebrate.
praised and celebrated.
Very well.
Let us stop
Very
selling
well.
for mediocrity.
Thank you so much.
And it is instructive
Thank you so
to know
much.
that the Foreign Affairs Minister made it known that there are negotiations in relation to the tariff. And I expected him to also know
So
that.
why didn't he send it for ratification?
Thank you, Elton. Thank you, Elvis.
When there's a certain Supreme...
Our time is up. Our time is up. This has been the News Review segment on Breakfast Daily. Don't go away. Chris and Philip take over after this.
How may I help you today?
We'd like to open a bank account.
Sign here, sign here, sign here, and here. And now you draw direction to your house. I need your thumbprint. And I'll need your birth certificate too. No, I need the original.
A lot has changed since you banked like this. So have we. We've made it easier than ever to open an account online and bank on the go through our mobile app, online banking, and more. EcoBank, a better way to bank your way.
Sign here, and here.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again? Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late, of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go be the luckiest. Copy from Georgia be luckiest. From not the pure cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're lucky. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come.
It's on SuperSport all season long. Pay your subscription today. Dial star 759 hash. Available on DSTV and GoTV.
In a nation full of questions, where truth often hides behind noise, one show dares to ask what truly matters face to face. With fearless clarity and a quest for accountability, host Umaru Sanda Amadou sits down with the movers and shakers of politics, governance, society, and business, confronting the issues that define our national conversation.
The party itself has said that whenever you're in opposition, you should choose flag bearers early.
So what you are trying to tell me is that you want somebody who is going out to come and select a leader for you. So the next person will come and say, but I didn't select him.
Direct victim of attack, violent attack.
Where and when?
The first one happened in Parliament. I was pregnant.
Now, for me, it was legitimized by a radio or TV station giving her a position to work.
So for you, take issue with GH1 and what and giving her the platform.
That is where the minority is. We are on them. We've asked questions.
President Mahama would be a mean president if he prioritized only his children and DCP. He needs to demonstrate a Ghanaian government.
Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umaru Sanda Amadou on Face to Face as he digs deeper, challenges power, and reveals the stories shaping Ghana's future. Only on Channel 1 TV.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again? Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late, of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go be the luckiest. Copy from Georgia be luckiest. From not the pure cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're lucky. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world, Piva Drink at a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva Pop too and Tandy.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love. Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensa.
From social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensa.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together.
To you, it's a brand new day, and of course it's a brand new week. And you know, this show actually started with Nana Tufo Boateng, so we are going to be taking you from now until 11 a.m. If you're wondering what this is Breakfast Daily right here on Channel 1 TV, and my name is Chris Carter.
I am Philip Ni Latte, but sadly September has gradually coming to an end. Oh, that's sad. You know why?
Why?
Because it's a month for the birthday people.
Yeah.
Two individuals on this show, Nana Tufo Boateng and also
I.
Chris Carter. But we'll be giving Nana Tufo Boateng the fans later on the show. He should watch.
Today's his birthday.
He intentionally did the politics thing so that he will run away from the birthday shout out on the show. But you know what? He can run, but he can't hide.
You can run, but you can hide.
You cannot hide. So definitely we'll be giving you the shout out on the show.
Right.
But I want to say a very big thank you to all of you that made it a point to be part of the City Business Olympics. Oh, that was great. And we keep saying that this is an event that will bring all the things you need under one roof in terms of health, when it comes to exercise and all that. And GCB,
congratulations, GCB.
We are just waiting for that organization that will come and say, GCB, you know what, you've taken it for a very long time, and this time round we are going to take it away from you.
Right.
But let's see what happens tomorrow next year, 2026, the 2026 edition of City Business Olympics. But thank you to all of your partners, our sponsors, supporters, patrons for marking the City Business Olympics 2025 a huge success, or making it a huge success. UMB, we say thanks to you. Eden Heights Sports Complex, thanks to you. Bethel Logistics, thanks to you. Dampon Healthcare, Hallmark Cafe, we can't really thank you that much. And this was powered by Channel 1 TV and City 97.3 FM with partners with Side Hustle.
All right. Moving on, we have the Channel 1 News app on Google Play Store. So if you haven't downloaded this app yet, I don't know what you're waiting for, especially if you're an Android user. All you need to do is head to Google Play Store and download the Channel 1 News app. When you download it, what it actually does for you is that it helps you stay updated with every news item that is put out there in real time. So you have the news with you wherever you go, any news and any information that you need to know that we are putting out there. You do not need to hassle looking for a TV to access or looking for probably the radio to even listen to what's happening, especially if you are out of coverage area or out of Ghana. All you need to do is just head to the app and that's it. So it's simple. Head to Google Play Store and you can download the Channel 1 News app to stay updated with every news item and information that we'll be putting out there.
Great.
So let's move straight into the trends, and UDS has been trending.
Yeah.
From yesterday, because they actually put Ghana on the map, and it's been trending for a very long time. They were part of the FISU, that was a University Sports Cup or Football Cup that UDS won. This morning, the public relations officer spoke on a breakfast daily with Natufo Boateng. But let's bring you excerpts of what led to their victory.
To his teammate, this is Ezzedine. Ezzedine! Oh! A goal! Rounds the keeper! What a time to strike for the University for Development Studies of Ghana! They are still alive in this final! Champion of FISU University World Cup football champion, Captain Muhammad Sulemana of Ghana. They are the champions, campion. University for Development Studies, known as UDS, from Ghana. Are our new champions of the FISU University World Cup Football World.
This is beautiful. I'm told the Black Stars should be learning from them now.
No, that wouldn't be fair to say.
Yeah, I think so. This is in their own league. They've been able to capture it in their own league, but they've done really well.
Yeah, I think they've done really well
because
and the only thing that we should be rooting for is, you know, some of them should be looked at when it comes to picking people in the national team. I'm saying this because when you go to other countries, well, let me not say other countries, I don't know how it works, but in America, most of all these people come from college.
So they tap into the
universities
for talent in the schools.
Exactly. So most of all these people that play for major teams and major leagues and even the country actually come from colleges. So if we have people in the uni doing great, why can't we look into them?
It's true. It's true.
Because the thing is that we've made the whole thing look like you just have to be someone playing football on the streets to make it up to the Black Stars.
And this is actually the first African country to do this.
Exactly.
Yes, so when it comes to the FISU. Yeah. It's the first African country to do this. And it's just a great wonder that has been done by Ghana. And I think that University of Development Studies really must be congratulated for this. Whatever measures they put in place, whatever their strategy was.
So their strategy was teamwork.
Beautiful, and they got up there. But we have some comments on this. Let's bring you the comment. You understand that discipline also played a very key role in ensuring that they excelled in the FISU World Cup. So new world champions, Chelsea fans can rest now. Really? My alma mater to the world, to the whole Riase. This one, UDS is, oh really? Do you want me to read this? I really don't really compare. I think they're in their own league.
I think everybody's in their own league. I think it's not fair to compare
Each player should not earn less than 500,000 Ghana cedis. GFA and government must reward them handsomely. Well done, UDS. With the amount of money you just mentioned, are you sure that if the sports ministry comes out that we have a budget like that,
they'll be happy?
Each person takes 500,000 Ghana cedis.
Would you be happy?
Multiplied by the number of people that participated in the exercise. You wouldn't criticize the government? Anyway, that's a question I'm asking you that sent that message. This one from GFA president. He says that FIFA should just wait. Ghana will win the World Cup. Well, let's see how that one turns out. Jeff Timer says that UDS Legon.
It's greater than Legon.
Really?
That's what it means. That's the greater than sign. It's greater. It's like five. So it's like it's greater.
Yeah, but this one actually, when I listened to the City Breakfast Show, Godfred Akoto Boafo, made mention that Legon is also having its fair share when it comes to getting sports. So
yes, I know that
athletes,
Legon has
when it comes to people on the tracks.
like a great number of athletes, and also when it comes to university basketball, Legon really does well.
So,
and I'm not talking about Ghana, I'm talking about like say representing out there. So I think
I think all the schools must be encouraged to really unearth all the talents in there so that they can do exploit. They can do a lot. People actually come to school and they can really do a lot in the discipline. Like it's been said earlier that the UDS, that was a strategy, should play a role in all the schools. But the Ministry of Sports, Youth and Sports also congratulated UDS. So you can see there on behalf of, I'm just reading the first paragraph, on behalf of the government of Ghana and the Ministry of Sports and Recreation, I extend my warmest congratulations to University for Development Studies for making history as the first Ghanaian and African institution to win the FISU University Football World Cup. That's it. Congratulations.
Congratulations. And I hope this actually fuels the passion to look into schools.
Yes.
To pick up talents.
And better our national team. Very important.
Very important.
Yes.
Very important. I just think there should be a reshuffle for everything. Reshuffling in sports, reshuffling in education. And when you reshuffle those two things, you are able to pick up people that can represent the country wholesomely in any industry. Because we make it look like if you're in school, the only thing you're supposed to be focused on being an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer, or something, a teacher, you know. But at the end of the
rigid.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you can
flexibility.
actually choose artists, you can choose craftsmen, you can, and it's nice to see that all these people, the sportsmen and the people in the arts, are educated.
Exactly.
You know, usually it's hard when they said the people representing the country. Most of them are not.
Of course, we need all these people. We need all these people to make a society. So you can't say that you need one person to just be behind the book 24/7, be reading, be writing, and all that. No, there are other things that an individual can do to excel in one way or the other. But the fact that UDS has done this tells me that our Black Star can be better.
Yeah, well,
because if we are having people represent Africa and go up there and win worldwide or globally, it means that it can be done right.
But let's not also forget that this is university level, and this is
the university people are the people. We have the men. Anyway, let's move away from this one. We are getting emotional with this one. Over the weekend, Rapaholic concert took place at Barbara Sports Stadium in Kumasi. It rained at a point, but fans stayed through the rain enjoying the show. You think I'll go when I've paid ticket? I would have to stay and enjoy. And also, Sarkodie featured many acts like Kweku Smoke, or Brafor, Medical, Black Sharif, Ose Chrome, Sikini, Kofi Kinata, and of course the big one, Shadawari.
Shadawale.
I don't know if you have excerpts of this. We can bring you excerpts of this.
I really love Shatawale's. I really love Shatawale's performance and the way he took the crowd. I mean, if you haven't watched it, you should go on probably on X and watch the Thunderfire performance. That was massive.
Yeah.
That's when you realize that, you know, like this guy, he could literally be a president someday.
Yeah, but Shatawale is a business-minded guy.
Yeah.
And anytime he is on stage, he knows how to differentiate between let's make money and let me have fun with my people. When it's time for us to make money, for us to do business, they are going to do business. When it's time for us to say, let's have fun, they'll have fun. But you know, it's like the shutter movement. Look at when he went to Yoko, for instance. Look at the number of people that went there. You can tell that Shatawale has the fan base when it comes to his music career. He's done it a lot. Sarkodie too has his own fan base. When it comes to Medical too, he has fan base. They all came together to make the Rapaholic concert a very good one.
And I think this is what they should be looking
it's a good one.
looking at more, the unity rather than the little beefs here and there. The unity
It's
actually
needed.
makes them. No, I don't. The beef might be needed, but when it comes to business, let's put that aside.
My dear, the beef, I would say, is needed. You know why? We don't need a very boring industry, do we?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we don't need a boring industry. See,
you like violence?
That's how we like it in the town.
A little bit of violence.
A little bit
like a pinch.
A little bit of everything, assorted. A little bit of everything in the soup, in the rice, in the stew, and it makes it nice. So it's just that we pray for a healthy beef, which I don't know how healthy it can be.
Yeah.
But like I stated, Shatta knows when to say that let's make money, let's put everything aside, because I know Shatta has also had his own issues like Stoneboy before, but I'm sure that when they meet somewhere, they can really relate
But talking about
and then move on.
Stoneboy, someone made a tweet that I saw yesterday, and it got me wondering. And the question in the tweet was, imagine if Stoneboy, Shatta Wale, and Sarkodie came together for a concert.
One day it will happen, surely. I'm sure they'll be thinking of it.
They'll
see how that will work around. But let's bring you a comment on the Rapperholic, what happened over the weekend. Interesting comments. Then
Right.
This one says that
By this time, someone has stored someone's number as Abena.
of course. But where did I meet you? I met you under a concert, a Rapperholic concert.
Alright.
See, you are going to even buy watch in your neighborhood, and you meet someone, the person, you guys vibe or have a conversation. How are you going to save the person's contact?
Abena Wele.
Abena watching. Yeah. So it's like that.
All right, so this one is saying Kumasi always gives you the authentic Ghanaian love. Ask Sarkodie. And next up we have, I love him past my girlfriend Linda Kra. We there here. If you go in Sakura, we there for him.
Yeah. He's the goat. He's the goat. This one just God bless
you,
Sark.
Sark.
Yeah.
I love you. Tell them whether rain or rainbow, we did here. Till.
Yeah.
So basically, these are all the people that were at the concert.
And they were tweeting.
Yeah, so they were
as
tweeting
the event
live.
was
Yeah,
happening.
letting us know that whether it rains or shine, we're gonna
We
be
did
here.
that. We did that because we understand the tickets 500, 100 cedis.
100 cedis, yeah.
Yeah, but I think VIP was like 500 Ghana cedis, and when it came to the regular was 100 Ghana cedis or something, and also 300 Ghana cedis was in there. But Sarkodie has stated that next year he'll look at trying to bring another concert there because that was the first one,
Right.
the first time they have done it in Kumasi. So it was embraced well, and then again, if he wants to do it again, there's going to be another big version of it. I think it's just an interesting one.
Yeah, and I also like the
sometimes
fact-
you should take things out of Accra.
That's exactly what I was
Yeah.
going to say. I like the fact that it was not Accra centered. This time around, it was Accra decentered, and it shows that you can actually have your concerts anywhere in Ghana that you want it to happen.
Yeah. Anyway, let's give you excerpts of what happened at City Business Olympics.
Yeah. Drip 101. Yeah. My that's a winning to watch your blog. And you know for gazing in this corner, bro. Before you cap the Lamborghini truck, making sure I will drip in the wing plug. My that's a winning to watch your blog. And you know for gazing in this corner, bro. Before you.
beautiful experience.
Beautiful.
And I like the fact that, you know, the kids were not left, you know. The
sort
kids,
of kids corner.
Exactly. Like that.
Yeah.
Kids corner. So the kids actually also worked out. Some of them were dancing. Yeah, this part. I saw some kids take part in this too. And also for the fact that after everything, they were able to swim. And also, I think we were able to ignite people being healthy. Yeah. So if you've never thought of your health, we've done that. And it's a nice way to start the third quarter of the year.
Yeah.
You understand? Know that, okay, I need to take care of myself. I need to be more serious about what I eat and how I live, and also try to move, because being in the corporate world can be a bit sedentary. You can have a sedentary lifestyle. Just
can be stressful as well.
Very, very stressful. So I think it's important that we did this. And thank you to each and everyone that participated. And once more, congratulations to GCB for being the overall winner.
We try and bring you the list later on the show. And we tell you the companies that won which discipline they won, and all that. But then again, that's an interesting one. That's beautiful, and this is fun. Let's bring you the video of the day.
Hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus.
Galamsey. I say hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus.
Galamsey. I say hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus.
Galamsey.
Hilarious. I think the gentleman shouldn't really worry the small boy. He will pick it up later.
But he tried.
Yeah.
For the first time, right? And then.
But that was immediately after the man said it.
Yes.
So the man didn't repeat it again. He asked him to say it again. Temos. Anyway, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you more on the show. Stay with us.
Uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
I'm
the second coming.
Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again? Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late, of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go be the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From Natepia, cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter what you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it toy, so would the coming of the son of man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Many thanks for still joining us here on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. Let's take you to our communities now. Today we will be based in the Greater Accra region, specifically in Nongua, where we understand that residents there are battling with water shortage. They've not had water for some time now. But my colleague from the City Newsroom, Kennedy Chumesi, visited the community and filed this report. Let's bring you the report after we have conversations on that.
At Nongua seaside, I met Agnes Nuga. She tells me her husband, a water tanker driver, has been rendered jobless, not because there's no demand, but because there's no water to supply.
Ampa, monsieur no, last time ye demand ye papa. Na ye adwi crumple say ye be demonstration po because say ye nyan so ye benye bi wo hi. Hairdresser fon so sa, baba fon so sa, customers no omo hi anso. Na so ye nya bi. Yesre aban say on body say on boye na nsuo no na yensa nkebe ye bre pa ahifa na ebenye sika mi kunu e tanker driver so onye nsuo supplier ebenye sika wa hin enti yesre aban say onye bibi fa homa ye anu pe na ye pe.
Like many families, theirs now depends on salty and safe seawater for basic chores.
Seawater nso obi nya nipa ni na epe seawater no obi nu say nsuo no ebon obinu say nchini wom enti yempe kra me dia si water ne dia mani ji hu because nchini nko a udi dware a samina no enye fine enti yepe akosombo na se na ebe ya yensu yebetimi aye bibi fine afa ho.
Across the township, the signs of desperation are evident. Empty polytanks, padlocked taps, and the once reliable lifeline reduced to silence. Neighborhoods such as Nongua Mamli, Cold Store, and Seaside are among the worst affected. For weeks, residents have struggled just to get by. Food vendor Benisa Amwakon shares her ordeal.
Mimi se mi aduane tonsin su hu ya din a ha ye mpa no de ye na da wo ye ni ba bia ye kwakobu nsuo enti se wo fa wo sapone we watare a na chese wako empona no wo na wakwa akodware anya saade a ye ni ba bia ye to ye kobu nsuo.
Indi so hu ye aduane eto ne aduane wo yusu see water because
that day ni me nya aduane kra hu hia se me ye aduane because chemical e na omo ahokuru mu e na omo de esen akogu punim enti eno ne de age se wudi besi niema ana se adwaye mpo no e se odi det obi ye den egu mu ansaba ye mu bebre nim enti me de hu ye den de amenko hokra.
In Nongua Mamli, the problem runs deeper. For months, residents here have seen hope vanish drop by drop.
Sunday omba kra yebe nyansu ati se tangas for akobun so aba ansana nya kakra na yedi ayedi be te nsu no omba o bra yebe bi akobun so no owa na ya nya papi de bullets onumu na ko bunsu no no ya jeska
unse papi biche to ko masi omba be so many years. Well, mami bi wa onu na ye polytank nti hire ane ho na ko busu se mami no so sa na ya nya ha well nti mami no bo na ya na bo ya kakra nso so de bi mba wa well ebi obi be so we fa moto na wodi gallo yellow gallo no agum na uko substance uko fa so no baby foforo ansa na obetu akansa na wodi beba well nti I had so the uko anyina we ka kire a problem.
Many now buy water at exorbitant prices from tanker operators traveling from distant towns. Even public washroom operators who serve hundreds each day are barely coping, relying on costly deliveries to keep their doors open.
Me smaga nuwe akwa ila mko nuaba kuni wone kwa ketuni.
O how bena ya ufim se insu emba.
Se insu mbanu umbeba toilet nu eha mi pa se mi nyanso. Enti minimum se de mu be ko toilet nu. Enti mi ko na mi ko susu enso na mi dia bente ho aha mi wo monu ni.
Eni se oko na se wenya insu ni bia mo ye den.
Me to toilet no. Me too.
I'm here in Nongua where residents are struggling with weeks of water shortages. Many say they've been forced to depend on tankers just to get by. Well, some of these tankers have also packed because they do not get access to water. They are calling on the government to restore a stable supply. Reporting for Channel 1 News, I am Kennedy Chumesi.
So there's a very big problem in the Teshi area. We'll be speaking to the authorities that be and find out from them what really they are doing about this. We know of the Teshi desalination plant that was sort of commissioned in 2015 to serve Teshi and also Nongua. But fast forward, that plant is no more. It's not really functioning because if you watch the reports at a point, one of the interviewees made mention of the fact that we do not prefer the seawater. That plant was actually to treat sort of the seawater and also to distribute to the people within Teshi and Nongua. But the people were of the view that we do not like that water, and fast forward, the maintenance and all that weren't able to raise enough funds to get the plant on and all that, and that plant has become defunct now. But we will still speak the authorities and see what has become of that project, whether it's going to be brought back or there are other measures to will be put in place to sort of let people of Nongua heave a sigh of relief. But we have the municipal chief executive for Krowa. If you know, Nongua is within the Krowa municipality, and his name is Engineer Paul Afotekwe. He is joining us live for us to have conversations on this. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I trust you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm good. How are you too?
I'm doing good. Has the water situation come to your desk? The water situation in Teshi, and if yes, which area in Nongua? If yes, which areas in Nongua has been affected?
Let me say a good morning to your listeners this morning. Good morning also to the team in the studio. The solution has come to our attention currently. Persons who live in the southern part of Koro, you take electoral areas like Toriko, Nanyuda, Badi, Sokoti, Nilawe, and others are currently having water issues. The challenge really has been the desalination plant. About 80% of the water that is used in Koro comes from the plant. And so any challenges with water supply from the desalination plant often results in a challenge for residents in the area. So currently, water goes to areas in the low-lying areas in the south, like I've indicated, on Mondays and Tuesdays. And then you have generally water supply improving on Fridays, largely because we have an arrangement with the Accra East region of the Ghana Water. And so they would often push water into our grid on Fridays. The other challenge we have is also with storage, because residents for a long time have been used with consistent water supply from the desalination plant. The cost of storing water really is a bit low. And so I'll seize the opportunity of your platform to encourage residents to store as much water as they can as and when water enters the grid, especially on Fridays. What the Assembly is doing as a long-term measure, even as we work with the Ghana Water Company to resolve the desalination plant issues, is to provide community storage tanks. What that will do is to allow the communities to have some respite, even when water supply from the desalination plant is not as regular as we all wish. Also, in addition to that, is some efforts by the Member of Parliament with some sponsors to set up water supply stations across the communities. And so, to answer your question more directly, we are aware of the issue and we are engaging. Okay, let me also touch on engagements we had with stakeholders, assembly members, customers of Ghana Water. At the town hall meeting, we also had the Ghana Water company themselves to bridge the gap, the information gap, to residents so that they know the challenges we have and what we are doing to resolve it.
Okay, Honorable, let's understand this. Is the desalination plant functioning?
Okay, thank you for the question. Like I indicated before, currently the plant is functioning, but it's operating, I'm told, at just about 20% of its capacity. You know, the plant is located at the southern end of Kowo. That's in the Nilawe electoral area, close to the sea. And so you need water to be produced at a certain volume to enter the grid and be pushed with enough energy to be able to reach areas that are lying uphill. So when you go to areas like Adogono, Bachona, and Opoigono, they often have, a greater challenge because the water being produced currently at the desalination plant, like I said, is very low. So you don't have enough water in the grid to be pushed all the way to those located or residing in areas uphill.
Okay, so this rules out the notion that the desalination plant isn't functioning and that it's been shut down. Now that you have cleared the air, what has been the arrangement between yourself and the Ghana Water Limited? Now that it looks like the people are not getting water often, is it that they are having challenge with pushing the water to your place, financial issues, or what exactly is Ghana Water Limited telling you?
Right now, the challenge really is the production level currently at the desalination plant. They are not producing enough water to, and the problem, I'm told, started sometime around June of this year.
And what exactly is the problem? Is it has to do with the plant? What exactly?
Yes, I'm told it has to do with their treatment mechanism. The complications of that, I want to save myself and the viewers that, but the indication they have given is that they are working with their head office to ensure that the issue is resolved so that our people can have water. As a measure, like you asked, I mentioned as part of our DACF, we planned and submitted to this Assembly's Common Fund. We have the funds currently sitting in our accounts. What we'll be doing is to be providing community storage tanks so that, like I indicated, as and when we have water coming into the grid from the Accra East region, like we do have on Fridays, then we'll have the storage tanks across the communities. When household water is depleted, community members can have water to use.
All right, so Honorable, I just want to ask, since you've been speaking to Ghana Water Company, do you have an idea or is there a timeline to when this will be sorted out?
Oh,
right, we lost
Please
him.
let's get him on and see whether we can ask him further questions and so we can get a solution to the problem for the people of Nongua as they are battling with water supply or water shortage in the area. And Chris, this is a very big one because we know the desalination plant was actually brought up or commissioned so that the people there can heave a sigh of relief. I saying to get uninterrupted water supply. But if now we have anyway, he's back. So Chris, you were asking him a question.
Hi, Honorable.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hi, sorry. I was asking that since you've been talking to Ghana Water Company, have they given you any timeline to when this will be sorted for water to be restored in the area?
At the moment, I have not been given a definite timeline. We have also sent a number of correspondences to the head office to follow up on the issue, but an exact timeline has not been given. Like I've already indicated, we are taking matters into our own hands to ensure that our people, get some relief through the community storage tanks. Let me emphasize once again, a point I made earlier, and it is to encourage our people to practice a lot of water storage as we put in place the community storage tanks, and then also working with the Ghana Water Company to ensure that the issue is resolved.
When it comes to these cases or these issues, we know the Nongua area, it's a coastal area, coastal community, and a lot of the people there are into fishing or things that will really demand the use of water. Any measure from your outfit so that we do not record or see any health issue now that sort of water supply is not that constant in the area?
All right, thank you once again. A number of interventions have already been rolled out earlier this year through a collaboration between the Assembly, the Member of Parliament who happens to be Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection. Collaborating with Absa Bank, we've been able to set up a water supply and treatment facility at the Nongua Polyclinic to ensure that our health facilities are isolated from the challenges currently ongoing. I've also mentioned the community storage tanks that will be setting up across the municipality. Thankfully, we have the funds sitting in our accounts, and we'll move quickly to ensure that that is done. Quite apart from that, what we also do periodically is to supply water. We'll send water tankers working in collaboration with the Assembly members. And so areas like Mokwejo, some parts of Mokwejo electoral area that is behind the Junction Mall at some point have received water supply. Areas at Mpo, if you take the enclave near the Pentecost number 2 church, those ones have also benefited from water supply and a few other areas. And so these interventions will continue, but as a longer lasting solution, we'll continue to engage closely with Ghana Water and the managers of the facility to ensure that the issues are resolved.
Wow, interesting. That's some interesting development there. But since you have tankers coming into the community, we would want to find out where do they draw the water from into the community to be distributed to the community members.
Previously, there were some locations within the municipality where they will do that. I think in May or so, where people who have set up these commercial places where these tankers will draw water from. But it is an activity that, working in collaboration with the Ghana Water Company, we have disconnected all of them. I think only 3 days ago, one of such came to my attention, and swiftly the Ghana Water moved in to disconnect. Because the water in the grade, if the water levels are low or production levels are low, it will not be expedient to have a few people drawing such large volumes of water. Sometimes you would have these also taking water from here and supplying to areas outside the municipality, and so we have put a stop to that. I'm told that there are places near Boom that water tankers draw water from. Other places, I think near Shama also, that water tankers also take water from.
Wow. So all the way from Ashaman to Nongua, that should be far.
It now has become a lucrative business for people, but ordinarily it shouldn't be the case. And so the interventions are enumerated. All together, I'm sure we'll continue to give our people the relief that they need.
Right. So if you say that most of these water tankers come all the way from Asham and Pon, and you know it has become business to each and every one of them, how much are we looking at? How much does it cost? Like say a tank?
The supply that the assembly has done so far, I would say that I'm not too sure of the volume, the exact volume, but anything between 500 to 700 cedis. But I'm not too sure of the volume of water that would be. But these are people who put about these white containers, the ones that people use for the catfish rearing, the white containers.
Yeah.
If you have about 3 or 4 of them being delivered to you on the Kia truck,
yeah,
you know, you would pay anything between 500 to 700 Ghana cedis.
Wow, interesting.
This is interesting. Anyway, but before you take leave of us, I'm sure that, like you've indicated, the residents are supposed to also play a role so that you can address this concern or this situation. First of all, I want to find out from you if the education has gone down well. How are the people responding to your measures that you are putting in place to ensure that in the near future they will get water, and also the measures you've put in place to address the concerns that they are facing now?
Well, working again closely with the Ghana Water Company, what has been done is through WhatsApp platforms where we have assembly members, unit committee members, religious leaders, opinion leaders, traditional leaders on those platforms. Ghana Water would often give how do you call it, updates on the water situation. Quite apart from that, like I indicated, we've had a town hall meeting where we've invited, I think mid-August, we had a town hall meeting at the Agnes Wahima Pentecost Church, opposite the C5 Gulf filling station, where we brought together stakeholders, customers of Ghana Water, and several of the stakeholders have enumerated already on the platform, to engage with them to bridge the information gap, explain the challenges currently pertaining, the steps that the Assembly working with the Member of Parliament and the Ghana Water Company are putting in place to ensure that, you know, they get greater relief than they are currently experiencing.
Okay. Honorable, before you take leave of us, your final words to the residents of Nongua. You can do it in either English or Ga, whichever language you choose, as you also work around to address the water concerns.
Yo, Mambi, everybody de manu, na by New York, no, Sanjay, go, the assembly, the nation, na by a fan, no. Work MP, maybe Honorable Dr. Agnes now Molati, Ghana Water, water ya, Najin Famoele, Yinoni, Worker Shumo, Echenchon, Yabana, Obote, Akuchia Mini, Wonki, storage tanks, Worker Polytanks, Baba, Akuchia Min. Bonafini, Keji, Wahibani, Minuje, Accra East region, Alopon station, Neboti, or network. Obanya was stored no ekwe hanye ni nyenye nya use kaji machine no ta ke ojie no eje me obaya no ebo no work sanke se ke ni ahun work boti wa kuchi ya mi obaya no ni wo fele na kan nya bo amode he ni no mo baba wa nya ti anya benka honorable assembly member say na me ha mali assembly bona pe ni mato gbaja no ni nyani ni ashe no when you tap on you know, Chapman, New York, and you see, and one on you are if you not compare Bonatini, Darby, Yana Himoke, Eliaka, Somo, New Oceanake, or someone in a compare in that.
Thank you so much, Honorable. He is Paul Afotekwe, MC for Crow, and he has told us what his outfit is doing about the water situation in Nongua. So, Chris, basically what he said in Ghana is that there are plans to get polytanks stationed at vantage points within the Nongua township, so that should they get water flowing through their taps from either Accra East or Bong, they would store the water for future use, so that the people there can heave a sigh of relief. I think if measures are put in place to address the concerns, it's going to go a very long way to help the people there, because you can't stay for a very long time without getting water. And even buying water for 500, between 500 to 700 Ghana cedis, and you can't tell whether you're going to use it for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And also, effective usage of water is also very important.
Yeah. And that's also one thing we don't really talk about, the effective usage of water and people learning to save water. We're not saying it's because of the people's way of living that this is happening, but then again, we should know that water scarcity is actually a problem, and also the issue of water is one of the SDG goals. So that for it to be one of the SDG goals, that means it's a problem. Do you understand? So if it's an SDG goal that we should work on, we should eradicate, we should, focus on, or also try to educate communities on, then it's important that we also talk about the usage.
Yes.
If you, Charlie?
You can't misuse water. And think you
it's
have
happening.
to get it every now and then.
Whatever is on the SDG goals, everything is happening right before I rapture.
So at least we are happy that the MC for Crow and also the MP for the area, Na Mumulate, the gender minister, they are working seriously to get the issue resolved. But also, Mambi, we are just also entreating you all that you would use the water judiciously when you get it, because it's limited, and almost most of the stories we've done here, water situation, Tamale, go to Kintampo, come down to part of Ashanti region, Eastern,
and
Western.
we even had the price of water around the central region.
Yes.
900.
Moving up. Yeah, so please again, at least we just pray that these issues are addressed in no time, so that people there can have potable water to go about their day-to-day activities. But let's take a quick break here. When we come back, we have more for you on Breakfast Daily.
Habibi, my people, welcome to Dubai. My name is Sheikh Alkal bin Maktoum. Okay, so I am Caleb, right? Caleb Kuda is my name, and this is Beyond Borders on Channel 1 Television. We are in Dubai. So join me. Let us explore the allure, the beauty, and the reality of life and living it in Dubai through the eyes and the experiences of our compatriots.
Imagine 6 people, 10 people sharing a common room together.
If you're not a na complain there in the sense, why do you share one rooms now? It doesn't smell pleasant. Or haunting no complaints now be bring to the fair no tomb.
Dubai is one of the most organized, highly resourced and well-endowed countries you would find.
You've been here for 7 months.
Yes.
Without a job.
Yeah.
How is it like?
So hard.
Tell me about it.
Struggling, renting and feeding is so hard.
Every frame per second of their lives in Dubai tells a story, and we've got it all captured right here on Beyond Borders, only on Channel 1 Television. So don't get told, don't miss out. Catch these compelling stories of Ghanaians in Dubai only on Beyond Borders on Channel 1 TV this and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. I catch you.
Beyond Borders is sponsored by Copen Hospitality.
In a nation full of questions, where truth often hides behind noise, one show dares to ask what truly matters face to face. With fearless clarity and a quest for accountability, host Umarusanda Amadou sits down with the movers and shakers of politics, governance, society, and business, confronting the issues that define our national conversation.
The party itself has said that whenever you are in opposition, you should choose flag bearers early.
So what you are trying to tell me is that you want somebody who is going out to come and select a leader for you. So the next person will come and say, but I didn't select him.
Direct victim of attack, violent attack.
Where and when?
The first one happened in Parliament. I was pregnant.
Now, for me, it was legitimized by a radio or TV station giving her a position to work.
So for you, take issue with GH1 and what and giving her the platform.
That is where the minority is. We are on them. We've asked questions.
President Mahama will be a mean president if he prioritizes only his children and DCP. He needs to demonstrate a Ghanaian government.
Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umarusanda Amadou on Face to Face as he digs deeper, challenges power, and reveals the stories shaping Ghana's future. Only on Channel 1 TV.
All right, welcome back. It's still Breakfast Daily right here on Channel 1 TV. And right now we're about to go into a conversation, an interesting conversation that actually involves each and every one of us. If you live in a country, if you live in a community, if you live in this world, tourism should actually interest you. Anyway, we're going to be talking about the World Tourism Day 2025. And in the studio with me, we have Roberta Dawson-Amwa, who's the Greater Accra Regional Director of the Ghana Tourism Authority, Dr. Kwesi Eisen, Vice Chairperson, Hospitality and Tourism Sector Skill Body, and Professor Ishmael Mensah, Head of Department of the Hospitality and Tourism Management at the University of Cape Coast. You are welcome, lady and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm obviously going to be starting with the lady because it's the ladies first. All right, so Roberta, what is the relevance of World Tourism Day?
Okay, so every year, 27th September is set aside globally for us to have a conversation around tourism. And each year has a theme. And the essence is for us to pause as a people to look at what's going on with us in the tourism industry globally. Then we relate it nationally and to even the local system. So it's a day set aside for us to focus on our industry, to look at what we are doing, where to, and lessons learned.
Right, right. And how important is tourism to Ghana's socioeconomic development?
Very important, because we contribute largely to the economy. Is a tool for job creation, is a tool for preservation.
Right.
And all these contribute to Ghana. We are the third contributor to the GDP. And even for where we are, if we are the third, it only tells you that when we give it the needed attention as a people, we could even become the first.
Right.
And that is what we aim at. So tourism is very important. We say everything is tourism and tourism is everything.
Wow, wow. All right, Professor Ishmael, talking about the theme of this year's, World Tourism Day, which is tourism and sustainable transformation. What does sustainable transformation mean in, this context?
So, tourism, as she rightly pointed out, affects everything.
And so for this year, the theme, which is tourism and sustainable transformation. Sustainable transformation refers to long-term changes in the structure of the tourism industry. Now we have an industry in Ghana that is largely driven by multinational companies.
Right.
And the bulk of the service providers are SMEs. How do we integrate tourism into our local economies to ensure that our local communities also benefit from tourism? And so there is the need for some radical changes in the structure. And this is coming on the heels of the COVID-19 pandemic, which dealt a devastating blow on the tourism industry.
Right.
And there is the recognition that the long-term sustainability of the industry hinges on radical transformation in the structure of the industry.
Right.
And so we should be thinking about an industry that is environmentally sustainable, economically sustainable, and also an industry that would enhance social equity.
Right.
So the fundamental structures of the industry should be reorganized to ensure that tourism is truly beneficial to the local people, and that we minimize the leakages, issues of environmental sustainability, the circular economy. How do we use tourism as a tool to foster environmental conservation?
Right.
And how do we make tourism accessible to all, irrespective of your color, your class, or your creed? So those are the fundamental changes that we should bring about in the industry.
Right.
Yeah.
I find these changes very important, but at the same time, it brings me to ask the question that how is this going to be possible, this sustainable transformation? How is it going to be possible, especially when all or most of the tourism businesses are actually very profit-oriented? So how can that happen? And, you know, there's competition here and there.
So sustainability will also inure to the benefit of those businesses. It's not all about profits. It's about having a sustainable stream of income.
Yeah.
And so we should be led by policy. There should be a policy guideline that we should all buy into.
Right.
So there should be broader stakeholder consultation, and then we should come out with policies that will guide all of us. And I believe that the tourism businesses, in spite of the fact that they are looking at profitability, they will also be concerned about environmental issues.
Right,
For instance, research has shown that when businesses like hotels adopt sustainable practices, it helps minimize their cost. It cuts down on cost, and that will increase their profits. If we are able to ensure that tourism redistributes income, then it means that the multinational companies, the big hotels you see in Accra, they are not only going to rely on foreign tourists, they can even rely on the domestic tourists as well. So that during the lean season, when the foreigners are not coming, they can rely on the locals.
On the locals.
Yes. So in the long term,
locals can have access to some of their amenities too.
Exactly. So in the long term, adopting sustainable practices and bringing about these transformation will also benefit the tourism businesses as well.
Right. So, Doc, he mentioned policies. So what are some of the policies that you think that are needed to drive this whole sustainable transformation?
Okay, thank you, Chris. I think after my prof had spoken, I don't know what else to add. But yes, we have a lot of policy frameworks that we need to, really implement. Not too long ago, we developed a national tourism policy, which is yet to be, passed by cabinet, so it becomes operational. And within that, we have a number of policy guidelines that support sustainable tourism, and then, of course, transformative tourism as well. So some of the issues he mentioned, for me, I am very passionate about issues on the environmental sustainability and also the cultural preservation, and then preservation of our biodiversity and then protection of it as well. And issues on water conservation, energy management, waste management. These are all policies that if we come up and then enforce them aggressively would lead to this transformative actions that we are seeking to achieve. I mean, talking about water conservation, you know the issues with Galamsey.
Right now.
Now, our water bodies is even scary to drink any water, especially moving from the main cities to the rural areas. But even the main cities, we are even at risk. Now,
and some of these areas are also like tourists, where we have tourist sites and all that.
Yes. Now, heavy metals are entering our food chain, into our soil, even our normal consumer lettuce, coconuts.
Everything.
Yes, so you can imagine how within the tourism industry is going to be impacted seriously. And we are thinking about domestic tourism, inbound tourism, and all that.
Wow, this is something you just opened my eyes to. I never even really thought of it that it will affect the tourism industry.
Yes, it's an area that this is a very, very intentional thing that some of us intend advocating, because people have been talking about all kinds of, we've not brought in the angle of the negative impact on tourism, because we depend largely on inbound tourism to drive, the numbers that we report. We pride ourselves in reporting 1.2 million tourist arrivals. Last year, we've done $4.8 billion, and then all those things are fine, but we need to build on that. We need to go beyond that. And by the way, most of these tourists coming from outside and even locally, they are very much sustainability conscious.
Very.
So once they get to hear that your water bodies are polluted, you have heavy metals in them, even within your food chain, they are all contaminated and they will have all kinds of contaminants. Who do you think will come from wherever he's, to visit Ghana as a destination? So that tourism angle from Galamsey and illegal mining is very, very critical. And I think I'll urge you from your station to take this thing up critically, so we can do a lot of advocacy work on that.
Now, when it comes to the issue of illegal mining and its effects, we actually talk about it a lot here. We highlight some of the problems that it poses. Even today, we spoke about it, and it's not just affecting the water bodies, but like you said, the food we eat and even people's health and all that. But you opening our eyes to how it affects tourism, now that's scary. Now that's very scary. Now, talking about challenges, what are some of the challenges that actually confront the tourism industry here in Ghana? You can take it.
Okay, so I just mentioned to you the issue of this Galamsey thing, which is now a phenomenon that is impacting on our tourism. But I come from the industry, and then of course we've had issues with customer service, customer experience. That is a major issue for us. Yes. And I mean, we are doing a lot of advocacy work and skills development to bring our people and all practitioners and actors up to speed when it comes to issue of customer experience and customer service. And by the way, October, we are just about entering October, and October is a customer service, customer experience month. And I'm sure you will be taking some of these up. So those are some of the challenges, because if you arrive, for instance, if you are inbound tourists or even domestic tourists, you take right from our transport system, from using even our Uber, our taxis, or even using our normal flights if you are traveling international or regional, through our accommodation, through our food and beverage industry. All these are issues, and for us to be a very good destination for tourism, a customer service and customer experience are very, very critical, and they are the core of our operations. But that's one. But we also have challenges in statutory and regulatory charges, duties, and taxes, especially when it comes to our accommodation sector. And when in pricing our packages, you see that the accommodation transport, they form very core components of our pricing. So if we have all these statutory and regulatory charges impacting on our pricing, you see, it makes our destination very expensive.
Even food. Please, let's add the restaurants.
Yes, I'm glad you are contributing. Yes. So these are some of the, as I speak with you, now even the COVID-19 levy is still on our, charges as part of our, statutory levies that we have to pay. And it makes the destination expensive.
Talking about levies, my son on Saturday, I went to buy food at the fast food, and he saw the receipts, and then he was like, Mama, what is tourism levy? Why are they charging you tourism levy for food? I was like, yes, good question, but I didn't know how to answer that. But I like the fact that you're still talking, you're talking about these levies and taxes kind of like, being a problem with all this. But how can it be solved? Like, how can it be,
Well, I'm glad your son asked, why this.
Yeah.
Yes, well, tourism levy is a very good one. At least it's helped the industry in terms of our marketing drive and promotion, because it can be very, very expensive, promoting any destination. In addition to, skills development and all other issues. And Roberta is here, so, she can speak to it even better than I am doing. But it helps a lot.
Yeah.
But COVID-19 levy, we don't have COVID-19, so
it
at
should
least
go.
It should go. We've also had issues on visa regime, especially we depend so much on diasporans visiting Ghana, and we go through a lot of visa issues. So the e-visas, we've been talking about it all this while. So these are also issues that we think we should be able to fast track its implementation.
Right.
And once again, Roberta, coming from the regulator side, I am typically an industry person, so she should be able to address that. But I know in Ghana, at least we have, for Africans coming to Ghana, we have that visa waiver for all Africans, which is very good. But for our source market, that's in the United States and some of the other European countries, we should be doing more in terms of visa acquisition. I could talk more and more, but I think for the sake of time,
let me ask Roberta this: like, how is it going to be for you to? Have you ever thought that it's important to actually include the locals when it comes to the tourism areas? Because we're talking about, say, everything's happening in Accra, but people go to Cape Coast, people go to other places too. So how important is it to include the locals to understand, for them to understand how important tourism will actually benefit their areas?
Thank you. So people only don't go to Accra and Cape Coast. People go to Salaga.
Okay, the north.
People go to Pikoro in the Upper East region. People go to Mole. And so tourism happens all around the country. Local participation is very, very key. So we set the examples and we live it. So if you go to the Salaga slave market, for example, we gave it a facelift just last year. And the governing board has representative from the local, the MMDAs. We have rep from the traditional council. We have a guide from the community. Of course, GTA is there. And we replicate this everywhere we go. Kintampo has the same system. And I remember when we were giving the facility a facelift, we were very intentional. So looking at the environment, the signages, for example, we carved it in a wood. We used a wood to carve the inscriptions and then sprayed it just to let them know that we recognize the environment. So we didn't use just metal, print anything, slam it on it. And the walkways, we used stones sourced from the community. We explained to them.
So they're highly involved in everything.
They are part of us. We do that so when we leave, they own the project. When they own it and they understand the importance of it, they take good care of it, they become our advocates.
Right. I think that's a good one. Now, what is the role of academia, or let's say educational institutions, in the quest for sustainable transformation of the tourism industry? That's your last question.
All right, so I'm from the Department of Hospitality and Tourism Management. And as an educational institution, our primary focus is on training. And over the years, we have churned out a number of graduates, many of whom are occupying key positions, including Roberta and my good self. And apart from the training of the normal Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management, Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management, We also have MPhil tourism management, MPhil hospitality management, and then we have an executive master's program, which is targeted at those in the industry to equip them with the relevant skills, especially now that we are talking about sustainable transformation. We make sure that the curriculum reflects what skills we want them to acquire. And so training is one, and we also believe that our tourism development should be informed by research. And so in our department and in other academic institutions, we conduct research.
Right.
Now the problem is that there is a gap between academia and industry and our policymakers. So we need to come together and then fund research. And I'm talking about the industry, the policymakers. They have to fund research because research is expensive. You have to collect data, you have to analyze data. So our primary role is to churn out evidence that would inform the kind of policies and programs that we will evolve when it comes to tourism development.
Right.
And so we have a major role to play. However, the collaboration between academia, industry, and policymakers has not been smooth. And I think it is one area that we have to sit down and look at that.
But you're all repping.
Yes, we are here. So probably after this, we may have to sit down and then talk. Because if we are only going to develop tourism based on party manifesto, based on somebody's intuition, then we are going to get it all wrong. We need to develop tourism based on the evidence on the ground. Let's identify the gaps and then try to bridge those gaps. And that is where academia comes in.
All right.
So, Chris, if I might quickly come in here. So Prof talked about the gap, the skills gap between industry and academia. So that's where we have, if you look at, I am here on the platform of the sector skills body. So Ghana has adopted a sectorial approach to skills development. So currently we have 16 sector skills bodies, and they all fall under Commission for Technical and Vocational Education Training.
Right.
So these bodies are amalgamation of various bodies, including industry, academia
and policymakers.
The policymakers, even the trade unions, trade associations, and so on. So we come together to identify the current skills needs within every sector, and also anticipate the future skills needs. So all these are an attempt to bridge the skills gap between industry and academia. So that's what we are doing now, and that's why I am here. So all these things are being worked on, even though we've not done aggressive advocacy or some awareness creation. There are lots that's being done, behind the scenes. And very soon you'll be hearing a lot more about this. So that is what I want to add to the aspect of the academia. But I think the innovation aspect too is very, very key, as Prof said. And, we are all together by way of partnership and collaboration to make this very, very successful.
Yeah, I actually like that. And I'm glad that we had this conversation because it has opened my eye to things that we do not know, because we see a lot of things on the surface and don't really know the impact of how other things affect different industries. And yeah, this is a great conversation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming through and, enlightening us on World Tourism Day and how, the tourism industry is going in Ghana. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking to Robert Dawson Amwa, who's the Greater Accra Regional Director of the Ghana Tourism Authority, Dr. Kwesi Eisen, Vice Chairperson, Hospitality and Tourism Sector Skill Body, and Prof. Ishmael Mensah, Head of Department of Hospitality and Tourism Management at the University of Cape Coast. And it's been all about the World Tourism Day 2025. Now let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be back with more.
In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensa.
From social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensa.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together.
Nation full of questions, where truth often hides behind noise, one show dares to ask what truly matters face to face. With fearless clarity and a quest for accountability, host Umaru Sanda Amadou sits down with the movers and shakers of politics, governance, society, and business, confronting the issues that define our national conversation.
Party itself has said that whenever you are in opposition, you should choose flag bearers early.
So what you are trying to tell me is that you want somebody who is going out to come and select a leader for you. So the next person will come and say, but I didn't select him.
Direct victim of attack, violent attack.
Where and when?
The first one happened in Parliament. I was pregnant.
Now, for me, it was legitimized by a radio or TV station giving her a position to work.
So for you, take issue with GH1 and what and giving her the platform.
That is where the minority is. We are on them. We've asked questions.
President Mahama would be a mean president if he prioritized only his children and DCP. He needs to demonstrate a Ghanaian government.
Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umaru Sanda Amadou on Face to Face as he digs deeper, challenges power, and reveals the stories shaping Ghana's future. Only on Channel 1 TV.
Habibi, my people, welcome to Dubai. My name is Sheikh Alkal bin Maktoum. Okay, so I am Caleb, right? Caleb Kuda is my name, and this is Beyond Borders on Channel 1 Television. We are in Dubai. So join me. Let us explore the allure, the beauty, and the reality of life and living it in Dubai through the eyes and the experiences of our compatriots.
Imagine 6 people, 10 people sharing a common room together.
If you're not a na complain there in the sense, why you are share one rooms now? It doesn't smell pleasant. Or hunting no complaints now, baby. Until if you're
Dubai is one of the most organized, highly resourced, and well-endowed countries you would find.
You've been here for 7 months.
Yes.
Without a job.
Yeah.
How is it like?
So hard.
Tell me about it.
Struggling, renting and feeding is so hard.
Every frame per second of their lives in Dubai tells a story, and we've got it all captured right here on Beyond Borders, only on Channel 1 Television. So don't get told, don't miss out. Catch these compelling stories of Ghanaians in Dubai only on Beyond Borders on Channel 1 TV this and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. I catch you.
Beyond Borders is sponsored by Copen Hospitality.
Before you tap the Lamborghini truck, making sure that we drip in the ring your plug. that's I wouldn't say what you blog. And you know for gazing in this corner, bro. Before you top the Lamborghini truck, making sure someone drip in the way you plug. You know that drip is very necessary. Anytime you pull up, you gotta be scary. Savannah shopping, I be some mini pateri. With the Gucci do, now go make Kula Perry. I used to rock fakes, now we turn top. 450 on the 10 top. It's like an addiction, we can't stop. If you can relate, let me see your hands up. Now by the drip and I we get more. We'll be better than Louis, but I said no. Cause everybody be rocking the same. I would rather pull up in the vet more. Since you're the dripping, we know the big brands. Minye sika kwa na me kwa big plans. Rolling up, you replacing my wristband. Pass I wish I queen with their distance. Challenge with him to watch your blog. And they don't forget in this corner, bro. Before you cop the Lamborghini truck, making sure I would drip when you win your plug. My with him to watch your blog. And they don't forget in this corner, bro. Before you cop the Lamborghini truck, making sure I would drip when you win your plug. Would you be dripping each year with your light bill? Cause a couple dollars saving for the right deal. Grills with teacher, your friend is spotlight grill. Macy Margiela on the off-white sale. On a regular day, the Air Force Ones. The percent the shop body and the woman low down. Sonia we sit up and so now we would give it here. Last time I just say we wish I was a go fan. Casablanca t-shirt on a chill day. Yeah, the card I swipe it, but we still day. But they can't tell me that actually give way. Put the plug in our friend, they don't be eBay. Each and every morning with the pop tags. Charlie don't forget the at the top class. They're driven the one we know they walk fast. Drip 101. Yeah. My niggas are willing to watch your blog. And you know for gazing in this corner, bro. Before you cop the Lamborghini truck, making sure I will drip when you win your plug. My niggas are willing to watch your blog. And you know for gazing in this corner, bro. Before you cop the Lamborghini truck, making sure I will drip when you win your plug. You know that drip is very necessary. Anytime you pull up, you gotta be scary. Savannah shopping, I be some mini pateri. With the Gucci do, now go make Kula Perry. I used to rock fakes, now we turn top. 450 on the 10 top. It's like an addiction, we can't stop. If you can relate, let me see your hands up. Now by the drip and I we get more. We'll be better than Louis, but I said no. Cause everybody be rocking the same. I would rather pull up in the vet more. Since you're the dripping, we know the big brands. Minye sika kwa na me kwa big plans. Rolling up, you replacing my wristband. Pass I wish I queen with their distance. Challenge with him to watch your blog. And they don't forget in this corner, bro. Before you cop the Lamborghini truck, making sure I will drip when you win your plug. My with him to watch your blog. And they don't forget in this corner, bro. Before you cop the Lamborghini truck, making sure I will drip when you win your plug. Would you be dripping each year with your light bill? Cause a couple dollars saving for the right deal. Grills with teacher, your friend is spotlight grill. Macy Margiela on the off-white sale. On a regular day, the Air Force Ones. The percent the shop body and the woman low down. Sonia we sit up and so now me would give it here. Last time I just say we wish I was a go fan. Casablanca t-shirt on a chill day. Yeah, the card I swipe it, but we still day. But they can't tell me that actually give way. Put the plug in our friend, they don't be eBay. Each and every morning we the pop tags. Charlie no fugazi at the top class. The driven the one we know they walk fast. Some shadows in the reserve and for rock stars. What else? Who names watch your blog? No fugazi in this corner, bro. Before you tap the Lamborghini truck. Making sure I will drift when the way you blog. Who names watch your blog? And you know fugazi in this corner, bro. Before you tap the Lamborghini truck. Making sure I will drift when the way you blog. What else? Now.
And you saw the excerpts of what happened over the weekend. City Business Olympics. Interesting. Let me just give you an idea. The companies that won the trophies. I'm sure you can see a number of trophies on set today. But before I give you the idea of the companies that won the trophies, in studio is Joseph Ajiman, who is the manager, Special Projects for GCB Bank. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Also, we have Gideon Fusu, who is Manager Payments, GCB Bank. He's also joining us in studio. We have Abdul Haq Idrisu Adamu, who is the Acting MD, Federated Commodities. He actually won something very spectacular. Yeah. We will tell you about that later on the show. And Elom Foley, if you know him, you know him. He's been here a number of times. He is the founder of Side Hustle, and they definitely partners us for the City Business Olympics. But let me give you a brief idea of the companies that won what. Then we can now come down here and have conversations on that, because that will give you a better picture of why we have GCB here and we have Federated Commodities Acting MD here, and we also have Side Hustle here. So first, 7-a-side soccer for men only. Premier Care Hospital won gold. When you come to the volleyball, women, GCB Bank, they won gold. Then tug of war, GCB Bank, gold for men. Tug of war again for women, GCB Bank, gold. Lime and spoon, men, GCB Bank, gold. Lime and spoon women in Kulenu Industries, they won gold. But GCB Bank were like, you know what, if you've won gold, you are not going scot-free. We are also taking the silver for lime and spoon. Arm wrestling men, Better Logistics won gold. GCB Bank again, silver. Arm wrestling women, Premier Care Hospital won gold. GCB Bank, silver. That is long tennis, also men. GCB Bank won gold. Long tennis women, GCB Bank bronze. Sack race women, GCB Bank gold. There, Federated Commodities also came in there. Fedco won bronze. Draft, we had UMB Bank gold, GCB Bank silver. Then again, Scrabble, GCB Bank bronze. Swimming, GCB Bank gold. Enough of the gold, silver, and all that. GCB Bank, why? It's your 9th time you've participated in this exercise, and you are just sweeping all the trophies and all that. Let me start with you first, Mr. Ajiman. Let me find out from you. Someone asked that, what is the secret for all this when it comes to GCB Bank? You don't want to let it out.
Well, it's about the mindset and the team spirit that we have all at GCB. We see ourselves as one big family, and we are all over the country. So anytime we want to participate in these events, we reach out to the bigger family, and we all have athletes in their various rides trooping in to participate on our behalf. So it's that big family, that team spirit that keeps us going. We understand each other. We prepare for these games. We don't take it lightly at all. And so we put in a lot of effort to defend our championship.
Let me speak to you, Gideon Fosu. Is it that the company actually prepares for this every year. It's on your calendar, so you know that this is what we are targeting. Maybe in the month of August, September, thereabout, where the event is being held.
Yeah, that's a good question. So just to give you a bit more details. Okay, as a bank, we have a sports committee that should indicate to you how intentional we are about the minds and the health being of employees. So yeah, there's a sports committee that deals with all kinds of sport, not only for the City Business Olympics. So currently we are even playing the Bankers League, for which we are leading.
Oh, okay.
And so yeah.
UNB came here saying that, do you?
Let's see what happens at the end of the day. But yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that management is very particular about the health of the workers at GCB, and so for that matter, we have the sports committee which oversees all these sporting activities throughout the year. And so yeah, City Business Olympics happens to be one of the big ones on our calendar, and I'm sure that it will take somebody to try to move us from there. Like Joseph said, every year, so before City Business Olympics, we will camp the guys for 4 days.
Wow.
Yeah, every morning and evening they train. And so for things like even Lime and Spoon, they rehearse morning and evening.
You do?
Yes.
Lime and Spoon?
Yes, sack race.
What is it? What, to get stamina or to get
to
be focused?
It's technique.
Okay.
And so we have people come in to teach them how to hold it, how to be firm, how to even control your breath when you're running. All of that is that, and
I thought it was just a game.
So, but you need to perfect it. Just like GCB, we are very intentional about everything that we do, and that is why we are where we are now. We want to dominate the entire banking space, and of course, come into spaces like City Business Olympics to tell our story.
Beautiful. Let me go to the acting managing director for FEDCO, Mr. Adamu. You did something very spectacular by winning the CEO's challenge. At least GCB couldn't win that one. We thought that GCB would.
We're coming for him next year.
Oh, are you sure? You didn't?
No, we didn't.
Why didn't you?
Next year, Fari is coming.
Fari will show up next year.
Next year?
Yes.
To challenge him.
All the companies that were present participated, and we won. So that is, we came in, we joined the CEO's challenge. Actually, we joined the City Business Olympics 3 years ago.
Beautiful.
And we've been winning a few trophies since. So last year, I think we were number 3. And then this year, we targeted that we want to win certain specific areas.
Wow.
And one of them mainly was the CEO challenge.
The bigger one.
Because this trophy here is actually the biggest amongst all the trophies. And we decided to go for it. So we were actually prepared for it, and then we knew we were going to have it. That's why we actually have it here. And we have actually a very dedicated team that we're actually prepared for all these gaming events. And as you can see, some of the ones you were mentioning, we won silver, bronze, and all those things. You know, we have actually a very big number, including drivers and DMOs, district managers in the field, and all those people. So when we pool our team, we actually have a very strong team that can actually compete GCB.
So are you throwing a challenge?
We are actually throwing a challenge to GCB. They should watch us in the next City Business Olympics.
So FEDCO throws challenge to GCB.
Yes.
That's
challenge
in the next.
Accepted.
Come again.
Challenge accepted.
Oh, challenge accepted.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And active manager, how many trophies do you think that you can take? Looking at the challenge.
So we have been consistent. Being third, and we are looking at the first position next year.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
This is interesting. Let's come to Side Hustle. You partnered this event. We say thank you for that. But Alon, what will you say that has been the highlight for you in this event?
Yes. Thank you very much. And for us, there's been this mindset of what it takes to be a champion or a winner. And so we were interested in the City Business Olympics to just meet all these Ghanaian brands and see what methods people are using and how excellence is achieved. And I would say that I'm thoroughly impressed, even the competition going on here right now. Personally, I've learned the preparation that goes into GCB. And I was telling the team backstage that it's obviously not something that they do just in sports. It shows the culture of the entire organization. And these are the best practices that with Side Hustle, we are trying to share across with anybody in the business space. We need to learn from each other. We need to learn what really works, what it takes. We are relatively young. We are 7 years old as a company. So these are big brothers. And so we're also trying to learn from them and seeing how we can disseminate the information that helps them get that winning mindset so that we can create more winners in our economy.
Wow.
Yes.
But let me find out from you, Mr. Jimana, are you still going to prepare a lot more people to face Fredco next year?
Certainly. We don't take any challenge thrown at us lightly because, I mean, being the defending champion alone is a lot of, I mean, it's an easy head, I mean, easy lies the head that wears the crown. Yeah. So being the defending champions, we always listen to the people who throw challenges at us. This year was Premier Hospital. I heard their interview. They said they were going to overthrow us.
But they actually did well.
They did well, yeah. I was impressed. I was actually impressed. And I said, okay, we won't take any of these challenges lightly. We'll prepare very hard to defend our championship and let you know that we deserve to be there, not just in sports, but in everything we do in the industry, financial services. Yes, we are dominated in all aspects of it.
Beautiful. And Mr. Fosu, I'm sure this will translate into, like you indicated, in the financial industry and what you are giving out to customers. I'm sure that with this platform, you want to tell customers or tell the world what really GCB is doing when it comes to the industry or business-wise.
Yes, that's a very important one for me also. I think that one very important reason why we participate in some of these activities is to meet our peers and meet other individuals and companies within the industry and even outside of the industry, to share ideas, to let them know what product offerings we have and to be able to partner with them in any way that we can as a bank. And currently now we are trying to dominate the digital space.
Wow.
You know, so it's a good time to want to meet people like Elom and share ideas, find out what he wants to do with Side Hustle. Yes, and of course my brother here. You know, I think that from after this interview, I'm going to have a conversation with him as to how we can partner.
He wants to take
GCB. We are currently doing something just little with them. We want to expand that as well. And so yes, you're right. It's a very good platform for us to market ourselves. GCB is a big bank, like you all know. In terms of asset, we are leading. In fact, now we want to be able to lead in every aspect of it and even look outside of the shores of Ghana. And so it's a good time to be a part of the GCB family.
Is that you would want to add to what he has said?
Yes, like rightly said, we take everything serious, and at GCB, we have just one mindset to dominate. Whatever we find ourselves doing, we want to be the best in it. So the numbers are telling in the financials. If you look at the third quarter financial that have been, discussed out there, we are doing well. We the best bank. Pairing up with EcoBank, that's challenging us as well. But of course, we'll end the year being the best bank in all the indicators. And so at GCB, dominance is our goal.
Beautiful. Are there some new projects you'd want to share with us, or new things, since you are head of special projects, and things that you think the public should know?
Oh, so the new things that we've put out on the market, of course, Gideon just touched on one, the digital aspect. Of course, you know, we are the first bank to actually put up salary advance on our mobile app. In a matter of 30 seconds, if you're a salaried account holder who banks with GCB, click of a button on your mobile app, you're giving some percentage of your monthly salary ahead of your salary actually hitting your account, just to ease the burden of looking for money to sort out things in the course of the month before your salary comes. And there are more things to come. Just watch out for GCB. We are your bank for life, so we always look out for what makes your life more comfortable, what we can do. We listen to you as well. What are the things that you want your banks to do for you? We listen, we build, we develop, we roll it out just for your sake.
I actually banked with GCB from 2006.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Good. Yeah, just to add to what Joe just told you, you know, we just launched the Hajj account as well. I think that's one very beautiful product for our Muslim brothers and sisters who want to embark on their Hajj journey. And I feel that Hajj account concept is a very good one because it will transcend to borders where people don't even think about. When I was looking at the product, I'm like, okay, so you have Muslim brothers who typically, you know, would have monies that they would want to save somewhat. Now what they are doing is that they are giving monies to individuals and they power them up for them, and then when the time is due for Hajj, they go take the monies and then, but you know what that means, right? Yeah. So to give them an opportunity to say, okay, even if you have 10 CDs, you can bring it to the bank. Bank would keep it for you. There's no charges on that account. And then once your money is ready, we are going to send you to Hajj. In fact, we are going to facilitate that for you. We're giving you insurance, travel insurance. We are giving you insurance even on you yourself as you are embarking on your journey. Anything happens, you'll be covered. And so I think this product I am in love with.
Beautiful.
And so yeah.
Let's go to acting manager for FEDCO.
Yes.
Anything you want us to know about FEDCO? What you are doing in recent times and.
The company it's a 30-year-old company now.
Wow.
We are mainly in cocoa buying. We buy in all the cocoa regions in Ghana. In fact, maybe the only company that buys in Volta region now. And we are not only buying, we actually have certified about 70,000 certified farmers. And we buy across all the cocoa regions. And we are actually the largest indigenous cocoa buying company. So mainly what we do, we work with all the banks, including GCB, one of our main banking partners. We actually finance farmers to get cocoa and buy we partner with Cocoa Board to supply all the beans to them. So because of that, we also have a haulage wing that has about 300 trucks that is actually serving our cocoa needs and also other customers we have. So mainly this is what we do generally.
Wow. Are there new things you are bringing on board you want to share with us?
So we have a digital space also we are doing. We are trying to make sure that all our cocoa is traceable through from sourcing all the way to deliveries. So we built an in-house app that allows us to be able to trade our cocoa online. We are trying to also try to make sure all the monies get to the farmers safely. We partner with some of these networks like MTN and Vodafone to do Momo to the farmers. So these are some of the new innovations we do to make sure that trading is simple and seamless.
Interesting. I keep hearing digital, and that is the field for side hustle. I think you did the right thing by partnering for this event.
Yeah, and it was something we thought strategically about, and it wasn't something to take lightly. So of course we needed the right partner, and we are glad you were willing to accept us on board because you're a bigger and stronger brand than we are currently. And then also just the opportunity to learn. For us, I think our culture is all about learning and learning quickly. And so being surrounded by all these other companies that are already established and are staying innovative in order to accomplish their goals and to win in their industries is something that we're happy to learn about. We're happy to reach out to them, get some advice from them, and also if there's any way we can contribute to helping them traverse the digital space more efficiently, we'll be more than happy to partner.
Wow, interesting. So let me take the final words from you, Mr. Fosu, Mr. Jim, and then I'll come to the two other individuals.
Yeah, thank you once again. Thank you for bringing us back here. It's our 8th time of coming back here. We would want to come more, but I think on our 10th we would end it. I mean,
really?
Come on. If we win the 10th time, it's time to just call it quits. I'm sure you would have to give us a certain guard of honor, and then we would end that. But thank you so much for organizing City Business Olympics. I think it's a unique one. Today when I was coming, I was thinking, can we not, when I hear Olympics, I'm thinking, can we not have like a 3-day kind of session where we're doing all kinds of things and and bonding better? The timing for me I think is a bit short, so maybe that's something you can chew on. But yeah, thank you so much for doing this, and thank you for having GCB. We will continue to participate. Management doesn't take this lightly at all, and once we get to these levels, we want to show what GCB's dominance is all about. And so thank you.
Beautiful. Mr. Ajima, you want to add?
You said it all. But just to really echo the fact that we come in to win. We are winners in all aspects of it. So anytime you see us competing, just expect the best. We put out a good show. It's an opportunity for us to de-stress, relax, have fun, socialize, and win. Yes, so like you see, we have 8 gold trophies, and these are 8 consecutive wins. So the numbers, as we go, the 9th, we add 1 more. We keep adding on to the number of trophies per the consecutive win.
Interesting. Is that all? Final words for you.
So for us, we are also very appreciative of participating in this gaming.
Of which you say next year.
We are actually making sure that GCB would not have the bragging right very soon. And I'm actually also representing a big team, actually, including our farmers and our purchasing clerks and our district managers. And to them, I say thank you for the support, because we actually prepare very well before we come into these games. So I'm very thankful for the team for the support for what we've done so far.
And Side Hustle, will you partner again?
Yes, the plan is to always partner whenever the opportunity arises. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joseph Ajiman, Manager Special Project, GCB Bank. Also, Gideon Fosu, Manager Payments, GCB Bank. Abdul Haq Idris Adamu, who is the Acting Managing Director for Federated Commodities. He actually won the CEO's Challenge, a very big one there. And also, Elom Foley, founder for Side Hustle. They actually partnered City 97.3 FM and also Channel 1 to execute the City Business Olympics. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining the show. This is where we will wrap up the show, but we want to say happy birthday to Nana Tufo Boateng. I want to say it again, he's part of us here on Breakfast Daily and also Channel 1 TV here and also City FM. And happy 100th birthday to Michael Akon. The family is deeply grateful to God for his long life and fulfilling life, wishing him continued blessings, good health and joy, with love from all his family, friends and loved ones. I am Philip Nilate. I did the show with Chris Carter. Many thanks for your time. Keep watching Channel 1 TV, Breakfast Daily, and we say we meet you again some other time, which is tomorrow. Keep watching Channel 1 TV.